Professor win this game with exact lethal if he flips the coin. Professor, can he do it?
It's a tie and he gets the win!
Counting it twice. He's wiping tears out of his eyes, celebrating, popping bottles right now. And there it is. Clutch is your 2021 Community Tour Player of the Year. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 2022 Player of the Year Invitational Tournament sponsored by Aqua.xyz and hosted by Infinite Mana. I'm joined here today with the SamBam. What's going on, Sam?
What's up, Cover Pitch? Doing pretty well. Excited to get into some games.
Oh yeah, we've got the 16 arguably best players in Gods Unchained. They were invited based on their tournament results throughout 2022. What you just saw in that trailer clip was Sam and myself actually hosting the 2021 Player of the Year tournament. That was the first time I got to hang out with Sam back in the day. We met up and hosted the 2021 tournament under completely different circumstances. Now we're both on Infinite Mana, and now we're here again hosting the 2022 Player of the Year tournament. And Sam actually got to play in the 2022 Player of the Year tournament because he had such a great tournament year in 2022. However, it is 2023. So Sam, how's your streak going?
Pretty bad. We got knocked out round one, but it was a best of 5. Went out the worst way possible with a reverse sweep. But it was good. It was good. I'm ready for more tournaments.
Yeah, that's it's painful to hear that Sam got knocked out immediately, but you know what that means for us? It's good news for us because we get to have Sam in the booth for the rest of the tournament. It's a bit of a spoiler, HPain, but we are not going to be showing every single match as we don't have 20 hours and to broadcast every single match. But we are going to broadcast half of the matches from round of 16, all of the matches hopefully from round of 8. We're going to be live on Saturday and Sunday with the semis and finals. So we're not going to miss anything else. But we're going to skip a few matches from the round of 16 just for time's sake. And we're going to get into 4 of the matches, though, in just a second. However, we also got to tell you guys that there is a giveaway for you guys out there hanging out. We've got a shiny legendary from Winter Wonderlands for every single stream. How you feel about that, Sam?
That is fantastic. I wish I could join the raffle, but, it's good. Good for them.
Yeah. I'm a little jealous. Last night I was eyeballing a Shadow Valka myself. I really wanted to pick one up. And ironically, actually, let's switch over here to this other scene. And let's see what we've got in store for today. I know we are giving away a Shadow Valka at some point. But what we've got for today is a Shadow Snowshaper Palace. Not too bad. And then on Friday, we've got a Shadow Slaymaster Valka. On Saturday, we've got a Shadow Mary Cadmos. And on Sunday, we've got best for last, Shadow Frost Queen Neferu, my favorite card from Winter Wonderlands.
She is so good. Actually got destroyed by her earlier today. Such a good card.
Yeah, it's so much fun. But yeah, so we got some sweet raffles for you guys coming up. Not quite yet, so stick around, and we will be giving those away at some point, unannounced, during the match. So stick around. You don't know when it's going to happen. You got to be here. We're going to open it up, and we're going to close it. So be here for the hot raffles, indeed. Here we go. Let me also show you guys real quick, before we get into this. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, no. This game. Too many buttons. Oh, you get to watch the trailer again.
If he flips the coin. Professor, can he do it? It's a tie and he gets the win!
Counting it twice. He's wiping tears out of his eyes, celebrating, popping bottles right now. And there it is.
Burger Can.
Clutch is your
yeah,
2021
I-
Community Tour Player of the
I clicked the wrong
Year.
button, and I don't think I can stop it. Well, that's great. Hey, we're back. And look, it's the bracket. That's what we were trying to go for. One of these days we'll have a producer, and I won't push the wrong buttons. But yes, let's take a look at the bracket here. 16 of the best players in the game, and also Clutch. Clutch made his way into this tournament via, of course, being one of the best, obviously. But he also earned a spot automatically from being the 2021 Player of the Year. So I'm very interested in following Clutch throughout this tournament. See if he can go back to back. You know, that would be quite frankly the most impressive feat, I think, in God's Unchained history. This is not an easy field. Whoever walks away from this one is going to have some scars.
Yeah, and to be fair, Clutch is a really, really solid player. I wouldn't be surprised if he did go back to back. To be honest.
Yeah, very, very strong. But all these guys had the best tournament results in 2022. They were invited based on tournament results only, not on weekend ranked play, just tournament results. And a lot of these players took down some really big tournaments. We're talking about Infinite Mana League Season 1, Infinite Mana League Season 2. PlayToEarn.net had a huge tournament. There was the Battle for the Light sponsored by Aqua.xyz. There were a lot of big tournaments, and a lot of these big names took down those tournaments. Yes, these are pre-recorded matches for today and for Friday, but Saturday and Sunday we will be live. So let's get into these matches because we got some good ones for you. We picked the best of the best. And so, of course, we're going to be starting off with cautionfun versus iceysquid. And here we go. Let's get into it. Sam, so the format of this tournament is best of 5, and each player can ban one deck, one god from their opponent. What do these guys ban?
So it looks like iceysquid banned nature, which is really interesting. That's not something I would have guessed. And cautionfun banned magic, which is also interesting because I just assumed everyone would ban war. But yeah.
That might be a theme that we see throughout the first round, at least, is a lot of people did ban war. And I think, like you said, it's probably for a good reason. And so we'll have to see if Squid's choice of nature pays off. And we see Squid leading off with some hidden rush and a pretty nasty looking hand against light. Do we know if Caution is playing a control light? Otherwise, if he doesn't have a Yukos and Eclipse, that cat on turn 1 is looking pretty gross.
Yeah, he is running control light, and it looks like a pretty standard list. Tops out with Aerial Demos and Lysander's Mercy, some Bring Backery, Inescapable Duty, Lips Are Sealed, which is actually really good into Hidden Rush, but it doesn't look like he had Yukos in the opener, or maybe he's saving it for more value.
Yeah. Personally, if I had it, I would probably save the Yukos, right? Would you use the Yukos against one cat, or would you try and save it? Maybe he drops a Dark Knives the next turn and then you use it or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, try and bait out the Dark Knives or a second cat even, Squid thinks, oh, he doesn't have Yukos, I'll put my second cat out there, and then boom, you get wrecked.
Right.
Or even this Switch Duelie, the very nice thing about having Yukos against a Switch Duelist is it reduces the strength and health, and of course the strength swaps after a turn, so that Switch Duelist would also die even though it has 3 health.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You also gain favor for killing it, even though it technically doesn't die on your turn. It's an interesting, I guess, interaction.
Ooh, gets the Blade of the White Plane, can pip it out next turn, get rid of some frontliners, get rid of some creatures. The Blade is, of course, a very nasty card. One of the best in the game. Yeah,
it really is. The stat line doesn't look great. It's 5 mana 3/3, but it goes in every deck. It goes in aggro, mid range, and control. It is such a big tempo card. I love it.
Yeah, you could drop your own 3/3, which again, like you said, isn't huge, but it can also take out a 3/5 with armor.
Hmm.
in the process. So for 5 mana, you're taking off 8 stats, adding 6 stats. That's a big tempo swing, like you said.
Yeah, and any creature of your opponents that dies on either turn draws you a card. So it is just it. If you can't deal with it, it's kind of GG, but maybe not.
Yeah, so here we see Caution, 3 mana. He's got to be thinking, I look like I'm in trouble, or do you think he's okay? Squid's got a big board going.
He has Enlightenment, so if he takes this turn off, next turn he has a full clear. But yeah, I guess it really, oof, it's not kind of a slow start for Caution Fun. Not getting the stuff he needs to deal with Squid's board. So yeah, Enlightenment, you discard 2 cards from your hand, and you can draw any 2 cards from your deck. So he could grab both Yukos, he could grab Yukos, Lips Are Sealed. But it is not looking very great for Caution at this point.
Yeah, we see Squid's got enough favor as well to pick up another 2 points of damage to the face in the Sanctum with the Vow of Champions. He can get another little creature if he needs it, but he's got some really nice creatures in hand. That Shadewalker is probably lights out against light, as he's not going to have a board wipe.
Yeah, well, he like if he has Lips Are Sealed, that's a really good out just to stall for Lysander's Mercy,
True.
to sweep the entire board to the bottom of the deck at 7. But
Yeah, if
I
Squid can
mean
find
that's
like a
he.
Dark Knives on that cat, I'm sure he's just every turn just hoping for it, and he's not finding it.
Yeah. Do you think he blades next turn or saves it for a higher value target like a Pyramid Warden or Cadmos maybe?
Yeah, I think you have to save it for a frontliner. Like, especially, I love that Shadewalker. Like you said, if he does, I mean, now you got a Pyramid Warden, I think you have to take it out. Getting rid of a frontliner is just so big. But
Oh
like you
yeah.
said, if he does put out a Guild Enforcer or something later, maybe that's scary.
Yeah, he's going to get rid of the Pyramid Warden, draw a card, and get his Armor Lurker back.
Oh,
I don't
and
see how Caution comes back from
and
this.
he can pip out the Dark Knives. I
Yeah,
mean, this
right.
is a massive
Brutal.
turn.
Yeah.
Massive turn. For those asking if you can see both hands, we're not going to be able to see both hands today. But for the live semis and finals, we will attempt to get both hands, of course, with no replay option or a streamer option, basically, in this game. It's very difficult to get people on a delay and be able to see both hands simultaneously. Of course, we've done it for other tournaments, but it's always a pain for the players and for the organizers. So we shall see. I don't personally mind only seeing one hand, but I'd be curious if we run a poll in the chat if people prefer to see one hand or two hands. I like seeing one hand because then you are kind of in the player's point of view of you don't know what the other person has. Of course, it's also fun to see what your opponent has. And you can telegraph the entire game at that point and say, okay, well, he's going to do this, then they're going to do that. So both ways are kind of fun. But to me, I don't mind one.
Yeah. Did you see the line that Squid took there?
I did
He
not.
put the Dark Knives on the Switchblade Duelist over the cat, and that kept it from getting ordered by Lips Are Sealed, which is
Clever.
pretty heads up. It like it can be levied, so that's obviously a downside. But if they're spending mana to levy your 1/4, I think they had lethal on board anyway. But really interesting line. I really like that.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting indeed. They can see each other's decks. They're pre-submitted. So he did know, Squid did know that Caution was running Lips Are Sealed, and he was ready for it.
Yeah,
Very
he
heads
played
up
that really
play.
well.
Well done
Yeah,
by Squid. So Squid
let's
takes down
go.
game one. It is best of 5. Now we're into game 2. Squid's taking Nature, Caution going back to Light again. Who do you like in this matchup? You got Nature
I
going
can't.
first.
Right, that's huge. And like you saw in the last match, there isn't really a lot he can do to stop a board with 2 attack or less. So Squid can go really wide and wait for one big swing turn and go for lethal there. It, I want to say Control Light is favored, but going first, I don't think Squid's in a bad spot.
And he's got a nice curve, too. He's got the 2-1 drops. Turn 2, he's got a Pyramid Warden. Turn 3, he's got that Rabid Bear.
Yeah.
He's ready to just
Rabbit,
flood the board.
yeah, Rabid Bear's a card that we don't see get much play, but
Yeah.
for 3 mana, it if you're frenzied, it gets an extra attack, so you actually play around Blade fairly pretty well.
Yeah, gets an
It's
extra
interesting.
attack point,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's an interesting tech card.
Yeah,
Tech
3
card.
mana, 4/4, not bad. And so if you're going first, especially, right, then you're much more likely to be able to get frenzied, as opposed to going second, where you're playing from behind a little bit. So I like that he kept it. And now he's got another caution's just constantly slammed down these gold Pyramid Wardens. I mean, how do you think Squid feels about that?
Just getting flexed on.
Plus, they're constantly in his way. He's got to get through these things. Caution just keeps putting up walls.
So if Caution has Levy or Extortionist here, I think it might be GG. It's gonna put Squid back quite a bit.
Yeah, the change to make transform, which is what Levy or Extortionist do, they now obliterate the target, which is a massive change from how it used to be. It used to just put the card in the voids. Then, of course, Pyramid Warden would get Pyramid Warden back, and we could see a whole bunch of Pyramid Wardens coming back and forth from the voids. But yeah, now with an Extortionist or a Levy, that card's just gone.
Yeah. Which is huge, right? If you're playing Nubians or even Control Light with a lot of Brain Brackery, being able to obliterate a card on board it's such a strong mechanic they added to the card. I actually didn't know it happened until like a day later. There wasn't really like a service announcement like we made Levy great.
Yeah. Interesting he takes this line. I don't know how I feel about that, because now he's got a confused hog. Now he's almost thinking, should I attack face with the hog? But if he attacks face with the hog, he should have done that first, because the bear would have been a 4/4, unless he didn't want. So the bear does get a slight downside of if you are frenzied and it does get the extra attack, it then becomes confused.
Yeah, so maybe with a Wildfire in hand, he's not worried about being able to play around Blade because it's going to get the extra attack from that, and he's more concerned with keeping his hog alive to get more value from the Wildfire.
Yeah, I like it. We'll have to see again. Does Caution have that Levy or Extortionist? Likely would have played it last turn on a full health Pyramid Warden, but if he can top deck it, or maybe he's just holding it up, maybe he's still got one.
I think Squid's in a pretty good spot here. He's almost guaranteed to get at least 2 creatures, 2 wild creatures buffed with Wildfire, which they have CERN here. They do.
Yeah, the Wildfire still looks pretty good, though, I think. I mean, it doesn't kill anything anymore by itself, but maybe you can trade the Pyramid Warden.
Yeah, so the downside is if his confused creature... Right, because the bear's ordered, so if the hog misses CERN, the regen will draw caution-fun cards if he goes that route.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a tricky thing about CERN, is that it doesn't just draw cards when you heal yourself. It also draws cards when your opponent heals. And regen is considered healing, so that is a very minor interaction that most people probably wouldn't think about. But good catch. This could backfire on Squid and draw some cards for Caution, which would be huge.
Yeah. If he trades the Pyreshell Beetle, it should be enough. Pyramid Warden, Pyreshell Beetle, and then the 1 damage from Wildfire.
Gotta go quick. He's running out of time here. Oh my god, I'm nervous. He's not gonna be able to do anything. Oh my god. Oh.
What is that?
He tried to give me heart failures. What's...
Oh god. He keeps the Pyramid Warden alive. That's interesting. I guess he didn't want... Okay. Yeah, he had to, because Caution Fun has a Pyramid Warden in his void. I think that was the only creature that died.
Yep, he had that. The only thing in his void was that Pyramid Warden. Well, he gets CERN back.
Ouch.
Got 4 mana, got a pip still. He could pip into a blade and get rid of the 2/4 maybe.
Mm-hmm. He has 1 Divine Judgment, so
Lysander
maybe
Spear. And another Pyramid Warden. This guy just has all of his Pyramid Wardens all of the time.
Okay.
4 is a great card, but I don't really think it helps in this situation. Maybe, no.
Caution at this point is guaranteed to draw 2 cards if Squid kills the Pyramid Warden, which is like a lot. That's a huge tempo swing. Although he had to use his pip last turn, so he's not getting board sweep for 5 more turns, which is quite a lot.
Yeah, this is interesting. Like you said, that regen, which most people wouldn't even think about, is now drawing Caution 2 cards. And the fact that he's got that spear equipped and he can't get rid of CERN means that CERN can grow. He can then heal the CERN. He's going to draw more cards. So Caution suddenly is going to have 8 cards in his hand if he wants next turn.
Yeah. Squid has a pretty wide board, and Lips Are Sealed isn't too punishing. But he's giving Caution more draw, which is going to give him more outs. So Mary Cadmos would be pretty good tempo play. You remove a creature from the board as well as take away draw from your opponent. It looks like he's going to draw.
Lord Crew is in the chat challenging your draw from regen. He said no draw from regen?
Yeah, he drew a lot.
He did.
His hand is very full now.
Okay. Maybe we just didn't see it. It's very quick. There's no animation when you draw a card, so it doesn't like show a card like going into the hand, unfortunately. And I really hope that they add like a little number somewhere that just says the number of cards in hand. Would love it.
Yeah, me too. I'd count so much less.
Yeah, I know. I watch your streams and you're every single turn without fail. You can hear Sam go 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay.
I cannot tell you how many times I've overdrawn. Discard myself.
I mean, look, that's why you win the tournaments. You count your hand at the end of every single turn. Like that, it's seriously a minor thing, but honestly, 0 preventable mistakes, as Coach always says. Don't make any mistakes that you can prevent, and you'll win tournaments. That's Sam's secret. Sorry, I just blew up your spot, but the reason Sam wins every tournament is he counts his hand at the end of every single turn.
Right. I forgot this tournament. I actually stopped counting. That's why we round one-ed.
You can't win them all, but
right.
You won your fair share in 2022.
Yeah.
Well, he's got the dreaded combo of the HBK plus the Lysander Spear, which just puts out a massive body with protected, with ward.
Yeah.
And if you don't deal with it, you can just keep making things grow.
I think Squid eats 10 here now.
Wow. And then trades the 4/4.
I think so. Keeps regen going.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's playing against Control Light, so he's not worried about eating 20 damage all of a sudden out of nowhere, right?
Yeah. I guess maybe yeah, we'll see. And so Caution Fun has the Inquisitor Informant and 2 Pyramid Wardens.
So the order that he chose to do that is interesting. He gave Caution 3 favor and gained 3 favor himself, as opposed to neither of them gaining favor. Was an interesting interaction and choice that you get to see players make.
Yeah.
I guess he knows. I like his line, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. He knows that he's going to be the one gaining more favor than Caution, and Caution barely had any favor anyway. So he knows he can just stack that favor.
Yeah, he has board, so giving him 3 to 6 isn't that much. I like that line also.
Yeah. And now Caution is at 13 health. Looks like Squid, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 15.
Dang.
He's threatening lethal.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Fantastic counting.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I learned from you.
Yeah, I learned it from you, Dad. So Caution Fun is 2 turns away from Lysander's Mercy or Demogorgon, which are kind of his outs, right?
Yeah.
7 is where you're safe. Squid applied a lot of pressure early and got all 3 pips out by turn 5, which is huge.
Wow, and he gets double censure out, which shuts down every single wild creature. It was very interesting to see.
Wow.
He specifically shut down all the wilds just in case there was another, wildfire or trial of the Hydra. He shut those all down.
Yeah, Squid has draw this turn, right? So he takes, he could have easily gotten wildfire here. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Instead, he can only do 5 damage total. Let's see if he swings with that relic or not.
I think you do. Like 7 is the clock, right? So you gain a bit more favor. If Rune of Fire opens up, or I like the line.
Yeah. The caution down to 8.
So the
It's on
only
the
order
clock.
that Caution has left in his deck would be Lips Are Sealed, and that's only going to hit the bear, which is not good. Right, both Inquisitor Informants, CERN, and both of the censures are gone. So it's looking really good for Squid. 4 health isn't much.
Suddenly, Caution's got another big frontliner. Does Squid have lethal?
He has 10. Ooh, but he has to trade something in, so he has less because he swung face. Huge misplay.
There is an archer in the sanctum. He can't get there, though.
Yeah, and it would just pop ward. It wouldn't,
Right. Yeah. Nothing in the sanctum's going to help him here. So he does not have lethal. Eats more damage. So far, Squid has taken 15 damage. They almost have the same amount of health, and Squid has only harmed himself.
Yeah.
Very impressive amount of damage that Squid is willing to take. And of course, it's because he has board, and Caution is not trying to take the board. But like you said, he's on the clock. Turn 7 is the big one for Caution. He's only got 4 cards in hand, but I'm going to say the odds are pretty high that he's found either Lysander's Mercy or a Demogorgon by now.
Yeah. And I'm going to assume the turn Enlightenment was played, he grabbed double censure.
True.
Yeah, I think there's a very good chance.
I don't know if Squid ever looked to see in the void.
He did not.
Which is interesting because what if Caution had dropped like a martyr in there?
Right? Oh gosh, right?
Because then you kill a demo or something and you don't realize like, oh, after this demo dies, he gets the demo right back in hand. So you have to be very careful of that. Now maybe he knows Caution's not playing a martyr. I don't know if he is, but yeah,
so this is where
that's my favorite combo though personally, is the Enlightenment into martyr, because then you're just basically not even getting rid of anything. You're just giving yourself a future free card.
Right? Yeah, and he would have gotten the front line back, the 5/5 as a 5/5 with ward.
Yeah.
But this is where control decks stabilize, right? 7, you have your demos, you have your board clears.
Oh man, and he gets a frontliner. But he can eat that with the blades. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the Mercy. Wow. There goes Squid's beautiful board. There goes that giant demo back into Caution's deck. It's got to feel real disheartening for Squid.
Yeah, Squid has Sudden Bloom. Has 2. So at this point, those are kind of probably what he's playing towards. Just like one big swing turn.
Yeah.
Second demo. Ouch. So yeah, Squid mulliganed a lightning strike back to the deck,
Yeah.
which I understand because he's trying to find lethal at that point, but
Mm.
it just kind of feels bad now, knowing that he has one out for lightning strike,
Oof.
which really isn't. I don't think that's what he wants.
Yeah. And at this point, I mean, Caution can pump that demo again and heal for even more. He chooses to just clear a creature, but he still heals for 4, which is pretty huge.
Yeah.
Squid in chat said strike was bad without canopy, I think. Maybe he knew the strike wasn't going to be able to kill the demo anyway because of the spear, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oof. So Sudden Bloom got a little bit less good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not looking good anymore for Squid. Oof. That is a massive Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Oh my god. 10, 12 with Leech and Frontline. That is... I guess Squid's looking for a lightning strike. And he gets it, but I mean, does that even accomplish anything? He's actually... If he had more mana, this actually would be a really nice hand. He actually could have taken it out, but he had to use the mana to get the lightning strike.
Yeah.
Man.
And
Brutal. All right, so that's game 2. It's 1-1 now. Next up, we got Squid in game 3. Taken War, Caution, Taken Deception. Caution took Control Light. Is he playing HRD, Hidden Rush Deception, or is he playing a Control Deception?
cautionfun is playing a Control Deception.
Wow, never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah, not super greedy, and he's running Dead Sentries, which is really interesting because that is not a card that we see a lot of.
Is that the one that does 1 damage? When you
No,
wait,
it
what
is
Dead
a
Sentry?
It's a 4-mana 4/4 from the Divine Order set, I believe. It's a Nubian with Frontline.
No,
so
that's not true. There's no card called Dead Sentry. I've never seen anyone play it.
I don't think it has ever been played, to be fair.
I think I bought 2 copies in Diamond thinking, this seems like a cool... It's blessed, right? Is it the blessed Frontliner?
Yes.
Yeah. I bought 2 in Diamond thinking this card seems cool, and then it wasn't. Spoiler alert, it wasn't.
It plays around Blade fairly well, so...
Interesting.
Interesting tech card.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, and maybe Caution will pump my Diamond Dead Sentries.
Right.
It's actually very smart. Yeah, like, so one of the major implications of Blade is that almost every frontliner became horrible. Pyramid Warden became awful because not only does it just die to the Blade, it gives you something back. Guild Enforcer has 1 armor to cost 5 mana. Suddenly, that's just terrible. Stormstress was a major card that was a frontliner that, you know, it does 1 damage to everything, and it's a 3/6 body. You got the Inconspicuous Carriage was a 3/5 that puts bombs in the deck. But literally, all of these cards just get eaten and devoured by the Blade. So yeah, all these frontliners became really bad. So in control decks, it's very smart and interesting that Caution is playing a 4/4 frontliner. I love it. I love some innovation.
So cautionfun's opener was perfect, right? Yeah. Took the attack away from the Pyramid Warden, dealt with the Audi with Stoneskin God Power. 4 mana as Control Deception against Aggro War with full health is very nice. Bound by her will, literally perfect.
Yeah, this is looking pretty disgusting. Like, it looks like Caution is the aggro deck, and Squid is the one with like 1 frontliner up with 0 attack. It looks like he's playing like defense,
right.
But in reality, Squid's the one who's trying to take the board and just smack face, but has backfired somehow. But suddenly he's got 2 God Blitz Imps on board, which he decides to go face with both.
That's interesting.
This is going to be a wild and fast game, I think.
Yes.
Another bound by her will.
Yikes.
Jesus.
Yeah, so Caution has 3 7-drops, 2 6-drops, 6 5s, and pretty mean opener. I mean, it's really what you want against a control or aggro deck, like War in particular.
Yeah, this is wild. Jake Maverick in the chat said, shout out Aqua.xyz, and I agree. This Player of the Year tournament wouldn't have happened without them, so big shouts to Aqua.
Yeah.
We did one in 2021, and it almost seemed like there was not going to be a Player of the Year 2022. That's why it's happening in January. But Aqua was kind enough to sponsor the Player of the Year tournament, and now we've had an annual Player of the Year tournament for 2 years in a row, which is very awesome and great for Gods Unchained.
Yeah, I love that.
So he plays this instead of the White Fur Guard. What do you think about that? I mean, the White Fur Guard could have come down with Protected, and it would have been more mana efficient.
So maybe he's worried about Hunting Trap, just like bumping and Hunting Trap. But I like the White Fur Guard a bit more. Oof, and now Caution's gonna get his own Fur Guard, which is rough.
Man.
The patient pickpocket.
Yeah, Caution is just, and now he's got another thing that just destroys the strength of the, I mean, he's just brutalizing everything that Squid is doing here.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that's hard to play around. Just your opponent getting all of the things they need and having the answers for everything you put on the board. It happens, and it sucks, but sometimes that's just how it goes.
I have to shout out Sirosh, who said, on that note, I ran downstairs from doing dishes to say this. I love using Aqua.xyz.
Yeah, the #1 place to buy, sell, and trade cards. Yeah, I love using Aqua.xyz as well.
Me too.
Sirosh.
This match looks very sad for Squid. I feel really bad watching this. I'm not going to lie. If I was Squid right now, I think I would concede. I know you can't because there's a lot on the line, but like this feels really bad.
Such a bad spot, and you're giving your opponent a front line with Protected.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. Like for Caution, he can use his God Power, which many players affectionately refer to as cheat, but it is now known as Orpheo's Distraction, I believe. But we still call it cheat because it used to be called cheat. So Caution could just cheat through those frontliners if he needed to, whereas on the flip side, Squid needs to be smacking face, and frontliners are very devastating. So, yeah, this is just well played by Caution. I mean, he just top decked every card that he needed, and mulligan for the right cards, and his deck was built perfectly to counter this. And he just, I mean, that was a masterclass.
Yeah, well played.
Poor Squid. Someone said, how did Orpheo come out? Orpheo gets played whenever you play another card.
I was thinking that too. I thought I missed something. Caution played something for 5 mana. I'm not sure what it was, but Orpheo popped out.
It might have. What might have been? Was it the 4 mana Deception, Avatar of Deception?
No, it was.
Did he play?
It was the turn his Blade Borrower or his Patient Pickpocket took the front line, and he didn't play the front line, which was interesting.
But he did play something else for. Okay. Well, Caution has taken the lead, 2-1.
Yeah.
And
War versus War.
Yeah, a lot of matches I saw on the spreadsheet there. Both players banned War, but here we get to see both players playing War.
Right.
And this time Squid gets to go first. I like to see the player who's behind in a match getting to go first. Feels a little more fair.
Right. Squid is running the aggro list we just saw, and cautionfun is running a big Relic War list.
Wow.
Which is going to be interesting because Squid has front lines, right? He has Pyramid Wardens and the White Fur Guard, which are actually going to be really good for him in this matchup if he can draw them.
Oh, wow. He gets the Woodcutter Imp, and his curve is looking really nice. He's going to be able to slam down so much damage. That another
Yeah,
round is looking good too.
Right, passing round 1 is not what you want to do going second against Aggro War.
Yeah.
Having 0 answers is never great.
No. Yeah, this is already feeling like it could be over on turn 4 or 5.
Yeah. cautionfun is also running his own imps, but I don't know if he's going to want to play them in this particular matchup because it's just going to... I think it's just going to end up helping Squid out.
Yeah, that's very interesting. A lot of people talk about how great the woodcutter, and obviously it is a phenomenal card. There's no debating that, but that is interesting.
Yep.
I haven't played them much myself, but that is interesting that if you're playing in the mirror match, which if everyone's playing them, there's gonna be a lot of mirror matches. They actually turn into a really bad card if you're playing from behind or going second.
Right.
You can't even play them because you'll just get yourself killed because they do 3 damage to your face and your opponent's face. So if you're behind, you're going to start doing a lot of damage to your own face.
I don't see how cautionfun comes back from this. Even if he gets like a Carnage sweep off on 5, he's going to be so low.
And like you said, the frontliners really help. And there's now a frontliner that Squid can afford in the Sanctum, and he's also holding another Pyramid Warden. So I mean, he doesn't even know how dead he is, but he's dead.
I wonder if at this point, just with how far ahead Squid is, if he just goes for the Lambasting one and gets that extra 6, because that's just a lot of damage over 3 turns.
I like the another round, and then you can pump your Pyramid Warden in your hand, have a real big Pyramid Warden. Because I think he's gonna have a hard time killing off whatever he puts the another round on.
So this feels so bad. I believe, it procs twice. So the initial hit from Savage Strike, and then the second hit, so they get 2 extra attack on the board, but he had Auric Rush. Okay.
Interesting. So he puts it on the... okay. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I was thinking I would put it on the 2-1 so it doesn't die to like some little ping.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, well, maybe Devouring Blade, then you have to eat the 6 damage. So that's why Squid's in this tournament and I'm not. Oh, wow. And it didn't even... Wow. Okay, I was thinking at least he'd eat the 6 damage, but then he'd... Yeah, clear board. But no, of course, that's not how that works. And he got unlucky. So...
Yeah. I mean, even if he got lucky there, he was still dead.
Yeah, that was not good. But here we go. Game 5. This is what we came here to see. cautionfun versus iceysquid. In a game 5, we've got Squid playing aggro nature, going first. Double underbrush boars. It doesn't get any better than this. And then Caution is playing that Relic War deck. He's also got the black Jag, which he can pip out on turn 1, so he stays nice on curve here. He doesn't have to waste a boar.
I will say Squid is very good at going first. I believe he only went second once this tournament so far. But that being said, he doesn't have any Relicate in his nature list, and the only front lines he has available are his Pyramid Wardens. So Caution may be favored, even going second.
Interesting. Yeah, it's already looking scary. He's got a massive relic with multiple durability still. So even if Squid puts out another boar here or puts out a hog plus a god power is probably more likely. I think it's just going to get eaten up over time and probably won't be fast enough. Unless he could find like a wildfire somehow and also have a wide board, which just doesn't look possible at this point. I think that boar is going to get chewed up here by the relic. Like you said, he's playing that Woodcutter Imp. We could see that take out the 2-3 maybe.
Right.
Yeah, that Woodcutter Imp is just so nasty. Even though you take a little bit of damage, you get to take board most of the time because, if your opponent plays a 2-3 or a 2-2 or something, if they're going first or even second, if you're playing from behind and your opponent just takes board with the Woodcutter Imp. What do you think about nerfing the Woodcutter Imp to a 3-2? I heard someone suggest that.
Oh yeah, I would say even a 3-1 is reasonable.
Wow.
I don't think it needs... Okay, so 3-1 probably is bad just because Death has Blood Ritual, or Wicked Fae. But I think 3-2 is reasonable. 3-3 stat line, it doesn't need the health. It's an aggro card. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I do think it needs to be tweaked a little bit. It's so strong. It's so strong.
Yeah.
It's a 3/3 for 2 mana with God
That
Blitz.
guy's face.
It's crazy. It's insane. Even if it's just Blitz, it's still crazy.
Yeah. But Underbrush Boar.
Yeah.
That's usually the response. Like,
Right.
but Underbrush Boar.
Yeah.
Interesting line. Plays around Savage Strike. Instead of playing God Power and letting the board take the damage. Interesting.
Yeah, Superman, I don't know if they will nerf anything or not. It's quite possible they just leave it as is. I mean, I could see that happening as well. Like, yes, but Underbrush Boar, right? So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they leave it as is. It's one of those tough things. Like, if you can make it a 3/2.5, maybe it's more fair, but you can't do that, so. It's either a 3/3 or 3/2 in my opinion. And yeah, if it's a 3/2, it doesn't live when it trades, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they just leave it.
I don't think it's meant to trade though, right? It's like a hyper aggro card,
Yeah.
and you're willing to take face damage in order to kill your opponent.
Yeah. That's why I think 3/2 is probably better.
Yeah, 3/2 is reasonable,
3/2
reasonably
Lincoln.
super strong.
Yeah. Ooh, top deck's the Blade of White Plane. Perfect answer here. Gets to draw himself a card.
Right.
There's some nice
Love
looking
that.
stuff in the Sanctum. He doesn't need to buy it now. He does buy it anyway. He just really wanted to get that relic removal, which I don't blame him.
So the only heal Caution has in his deck are his magic missile launchers, which Squid is doing a good job kind of chipping away. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, this is game 5. Whoever wins this is moving on in the tournament to the round of 8, and the other person's going home. And right now, Caution is sitting at 14 health. Squid at full health. It's looking pretty good for Squid. But Caution is playing more of a combo deck. So if he can get a big relic out there, like a Devouring Blade, and start smacking face, it's going to clear a board. He can do a lot of damage in a short period of time.
Yeah.
We'll see a God Power here. Yep, okay.
Very nice. So Squid is setting up, although Naked Card and Sweep deals with the board pretty well.
Yeah.
Wildfire next turn is lethal if Squid doesn't clear.
Ooh, he's got
No, it
the
is not.
Naked Carnage sweep.
Ooh,
He had to
there it
go
is.
for it, though.
Yeah. And he can still refill a bit.
Gets Finian. He's got to save the Bronze Servant. But once again, he's got a couple wilds out there. Looking at a Wildfire. What's Caution got this time? He's at 6.5 mana.
Yeah, no, so no demos, tops out at 5.
Wow.
So I still think it's interesting that War goes through. So Squid Band, Caution Fun's Control Nature deck, which I enjoy playing Control Nature. It's pretty fun.
Oh, I love
it's
it.
It's not super reliable against aggro because most of your clear is random. So aggro War, aggro Nature actually have a pretty decent matchup, assuming they can kind of go wide early, which is what Squid's decks are kind of designed to do, all of them.
Yeah.
So interesting to let something like this through. But it looks like he's in a decent spot, so.
Ooh, MML. MML is such a good card.
It
I might
is
say
very
broken.
good. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a 4 mana, does 10 damage and heals for 4. Seems pretty good.
Yeah. So it can't go in an aggro deck, right? Like if you're trying to establish board, like
Right.
you can kill your own creatures.
Yeah, that's bad card.
Which is a downside. It is good right now.
Oh, no,
because
bad
Control
ordering.
War is good right now.
No, so Squid. So this is about the thing I was about to bring up, is that even if your opponent removes it, it still deals a minimum of 7 damage and heals you for 4, because you always get
Yeah.
that first swing in, plus the splash damage. I mean, that card's just busted. But that was a big misplay from Squid in a game 5. He just missed out on a point of damage there. We'll see if that comes back to hurt him. A second MML from Caution. I mean, that's healing for 8, dealing 20 damage for 8 mana. How you feel about that, Sam? It
okay, because 2 of them was like 20 damage?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seems
it's
like
an
it's
extra,
gonna work
like,
out for him.
28% health over your starting health, right? Is that right? I don't know math. Might have done that right. 20 damage, Sam. 20. I think they got to nerf it.
To be fair, it wasn't 20 because he only got 1 swing.
That's true. The first one he only got 1 swing, so yeah, it's 3 less.
Let it slide.
Yeah. So you're right. It's a bad card, and they should probably buff it.
Yeah, I think so.
And here we see the true power of the MML, which is that you can kill 3 things in a single turn while also healing for 4. I mean, that is obscene. Obscene.
Tell me how you really feel.
How I feel is, let's make it a... Honestly, it's so busted, I don't even know how you nerf it, like, in a way that doesn't make everyone mad.
It used to be a 2-1.
Did it?
Yes, when it was originally released, and it was pretty horrendous.
Wow.
I feel like it was the Demogorgon of the Aetherbot set.
Interesting. And then they buffed it at the last second.
And they just made it like, yeah, too good.
Yeah, this is suddenly looking just over for Squid. I mean, he was in control, and now literally just, 1 turn, and suddenly we're looking at an 8 damage relic. And no creatures for Squid. All spells. Squid's throwing up the GGs there. Assuming Caution has lethal.
Yeah, and running no relicate was fairly greedy. I mean, regardless of what the matchup is, most gods have 1 really good relic that it's usually, maybe, I don't know. I'm sure he had his reason, but interesting.
Yeah.
So Unrestrained Power goes to 16. Another Whetstone, and he's 1-off lethal.
Interesting now, though, that he can't swing with his relic. Because he would kill his own creature. Devouring Blade does devour your own creatures, don't forget.
Okay.
But not you. I'm not telling you not to forget.
I'll never forget that.
Thank you.
So I feel like next turn is going to be it here.
Unrestrained Power. There it is. Double the strength of your relic. Would have been funny if he swung in the wrong order and accidentally killed his own creature.
Yeah.
And he did kill his own creature. But after killing Squid and taking home the dub there.
Congratulations, Caution Fun.
Congrats to Caution Fun. Let's bring up the bracket. There it is, updated with the Caution Fun. 3-2 over iceysquid. Well played by Caution. Well played by iceysquid too. We did see that one teeny tiny little misplay against the MML, but it did not have any implications on the outcome of that match whatsoever. He just ran out of creatures because of the double MML. I mean, there's nothing you can do. I bet Squid would probably agree it should be nerfed.
I feel like it was the Naked Carnage sweep turn where Squid goes all in and he just gets... At that point, it was like trying to establish board, and
yeah, just brutal.
That kind of seemed like a pretty big swing turn. But yeah, Magic Missile Launcher definitely helped.
Yeah.
Just the extra nails, so to speak.
Oh yeah. Proverbial extra nails in the single coffin of iceysquid. Well, that was a great match there. Next up, we've got Swallie versus Nackarub. So, word on the street, and I don't know anything about this match, but word on the street is that this is a really good one. That's the word on the street, so I'm excited to watch this one.
I'm actually excited to see it because they are both pretty greedy control players. I'm excited to see what they bring, and kind of see how it goes.
Let me fast forward a little bit here in the action to get us into game 1. Here we go. Yeah, this Yeah, these two guys are ridiculously good. I think I saw Nackarub just hanging out in the chat. Good luck to Nackarub.
Yeah, it looks like Nackarub banned control or just deception. I assume control, and Swallie banned magic, which is also interesting because I assumed everyone would just ban war. But
and because Nackarub didn't ban war, we now see Swallie playing war in game 1, and there's that MML. He's playing that same deck. It looks like that Caution was playing.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering why he was taking Slayer, because for the most part you take
Valka's Presence.
Valka's Presence? Yeah. Against Light in general if you're playing control. Combo. Control Light actually has a pretty decent matchup into this list in particular. With Inescapable Duty, Pyramid Wardens, Highborn Knights, you can get a lot of value out of your front lines. Yeah.
And explain to the people why you would play Valka's Presence instead of Slayer against Control Light.
I think even against Aggro Light, as Control War, you're running End to War, and so it's going to allow you to get the 5 creatures in your Void. It's going to help you contest the board, and they're just a higher value, in my opinion. You gain favor, kind of play into Yukos, but I personally like it.
Yeah, it's interesting. End to War is a very interesting thought. So if you get 5 creatures in your Void, you then can obliterate and also deal 2 damage, which means you can obliterate a damaged creature. Therefore, you can damage something and obliterate it in the same turn. So having 5 creatures is definitely key.
Yeah.
This is nice that he's got the Blade of Sticks here, plus the Imp just to get rid of a friendly. He's got to trade a lot, but I mean, I think he's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
I guess he could do it. Well, he can do it either way, but it does depend on who's going to get favor. So again, this is that interesting thing of who do you want to get favor? Either nobody or
he takes less damage if he bumps the Imp into protected. He doesn't take the 3 because it doesn't do damage. Where if he's pretty much going to spend 3 health to give them no favor if he takes that line.
Well, he's going to lose 3 health no matter what.
He's going to lose an extra 3 if he pops protected with a relic and then the Imp hits.
Because
the Imp will do damage. So here he takes no damage.
That's why you're in the Player of the Year tournament. Well, you were. Let's be clear. Was.
Past tense.
But that's why you're in there and I'm not. Very smart, very heads up. Imp does deal you damage based on how much it does, which you don't often see that come into play because it's usually just it has 3 attack, it does 3 damage, therefore you take 3 damage every time it swings. I just was in the mindset of, oh yeah, it just always takes 3 damage. But no, heads up by Sam and by Swallie. That's why these guys are the best.
Okay.
And he has got a lot of cards, a lot of cheap cards. He's got the double cheap unrestrained powers.
Dangerous.
Yeah, that's it used to give +2 strength and then double, but these days it just doubles.
It is crazy. I went back and I was watching some of FakeMews' older videos. In turn 5 with +2 and double, it was just like how did people lose with that deck ever? It's crazy.
Yeah, basically unless you were running a lot of frontline, like that deck was just
right. Yeah.
You win.
Yeah.
Now it's definitely a lot more fair. It's still very strong, and if you're not running any frontline, you can still get yourself into a massive amount of trouble, or relicate. But we'll have to see what Nackarub's got planned.
Nackarub's running 1 Iron Tooth for relicate, tops out at 7, 5/7 drops, a bit greedier than Caution's list, and Swallie is running 2 demos, right? So also a bit greedier than Caution's list. Curious to see how it goes.
This Orcish Elite. It was funny to me when these top players who have all these shiny cards play a plain copy of. You couldn't be bothered to forge 1 Orcish Elite. Come on, Swallie.
Think of the plain earn.
I know.
Your daily rewards.
They've got the demos and the Blade of White plane, but no, just a plain Orcish Elite.
Right.
maybe he's not OCD. It's nice to see players who aren't OCD, I guess. But I don't know. For the OCD of us, it's painful to see the plain cards mixed amongst the shines.
Speaking of OCD, we will be seeing Clutch play Villi later today, I believe, which I'm very excited to watch that match. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, we've got 2 more matches after this one, and yeah, one of them is Villi against Clutch, and yeah, I'm super stoked to watch that one because again, Clutch is the reigning champ, you know. So if there's one person to beat in this tournament, it is him. You know, he's looking to go back to back, and VilliBesti is, well, he's the Roger Federer of Gods Unchained. He's the LeBron of Gods Unchained. He's the Kanye, I think. I don't know. He's put a lot of stream titles out where he's the everything of Gods Unchained.
So Blade is just looking so good right now. Oh, it is not, because Lysander's spear. It is looking significantly less good.
Yeah. He does have the Savage Strike. I guess he's going to have to... Yeah, he's going to use one of these here. And again, the interesting choice of which one do you kill first to give favor to your opponent or neither. Gave favor to his opponent and then cleared with a spell.
I think at this point, when you have no favor, keeping your opponent from the Rune of Strength is probably...
And he did not do that. He gave his opponent
maybe
favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. We'll see if that one bites him. But that's a very good point. You have to look in the Sanctum. It's not just a blanket answer of, you know, you always either don't want to give your opponent favor and you know, or you always want to both gain favor. It's always a question of how much do they have, how much do you have, and what's in the Sanctum. And here he gave up a Rune of Strength, potentially. And that's scary because he's already got the spear, which means he can give something a buff of +4/+4 in a single turn, which is obscene. And frontline, by the way. Yeah, the Rune of Strength, just in general, with the buffing, is obnoxious. But like you said, in this matchup, frontline is king, and he gave away the Rune of Strength, so that might come back to bite him.
Yeah. He's burning through resources, but doing a good job getting rid of the front lines.
And there's Therial.
Oof.
Sadly, we didn't have the music playing for it, but I love when Therial drops. I love that they're making these new legendary cards with like cool sound effects, like Therial and all the new Winter Wonderland leggies. Like they all make really cool sound effects.
Yeah, I really like that also. That being said, my least favorite is the sound Nefru makes, even though she's my favorite card. It sounds like water splashing, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, she's the Frost Queen, not the Water Queen. Good point.
Right, exactly.
And here we will see the Demogorgon drop. And this is a good time to mention that there's about, I don't know, $1,000 worth of cards on the board. But Infinite Mana is planning on hosting a lot of free-to-play tournaments this year. So if you're interested in free-to-play tournaments that aren't just Therials versus Demogorgons, keep your eyes out for some free-to-play events that we will be hosting coming up this year. Make sure you guys jump into the Discord. Vesper, you're the best. There's that Discord link in the chat. Make sure you guys follow our Discord and our Twitter. And you can sign up for tournament news as well on infiniteMana.gg and be ready for these tournaments. Also, I happen to know that FakeMews is going to be hosting a tournament pretty soon as well. And it sounds like the leading poll on Twitter that I voted in myself, I voted for Pauper. I like a nice commons only.
So did I. So did I. Yes.
I love it.
Awesome. Me too.
That's so funny. But the one that was winning though after I voted, and I'm sure after you voted as well, was the medium option of no whale stuff, but still allow most things. So there'll be an official tournament announcement on Friday for FakeMews' tournament, so keep your ears peeled for that. I'm sure we'll drop some deets in the stream on Friday because we will be casting the round of 8 on Friday. Sam and myself will be back here again on Friday and on Saturday and Sunday, by the way. So stay tuned for more great tournament action and some tournament announcements.
So the Last Disciple, the that was played increased the spells by 2 in Swallie's hand, which is such a good card in this particular matchup because it's like the whole point is drawing and reducing the cost so you can get more cards out with your combo, and those Unrestrained Powers are now 3 mana, 6 mana each to get them off with the Empowered effect, which is not great.
That's such an interesting play, which he's going to have to hit the 1/1, right? Yeah. That's such an interesting heads-up play. That card doesn't really come into play very frequently. I think I've only ever got to play it once against Magic. And yeah, where you increase the cost of all the spells by 2. It feels a little slow when you're playing it because it doesn't immediately, you don't get to see anything happen. Yeah. It's more fun to see like your health go up by 7 or something, or put some God Blitz creatures on the board. But increasing all the spells by 2 is so huge. It's insane. Really is. If they have more than like 2 spells, like you're adding like 6 or 7 or 8, or not 7, 6 or 8 or 10 mana cost to your opponent's hand, and sometimes even making things borderline unplayable if they become like, 7 mana instead of 5. Like, that's an expensive Worm Breath playing for 7 mana.
Right. I think Magic is one of the best matchups. When I do play Therial, I try and get that increased spells.
Yeah.
Is just
how's he gonna deal with the 6?
He got 2 of them. Oh my gosh, the Unrestrained Powers cost 8. Yikes.
Wow. Yeah, not looking good now.
I don't see how Swallie comes back from this. He doesn't have any answers.
I think he has to play the other MML here, which would then clear the 2/2 and heal him for 4, and then he can also maybe grab the Vow. Okay, he opts to draw. He has to heal here or he's literally dead. Okay, so he heals for 4.
So
Nackarub is threatening 8.
Okay, so 3 from hand.
Can he do 3 from hand? Not super easy for Light to do that, right?
Has Kaya. Can. Easily.
Kaya is nasty.
Hand he has there. Yes. Kaya is so nasty.
Does not have Kaya.
He's trying to find her, though.
It's funny, too, that he actually reduced those Unrestrained Powers. Like, those are cheaper than they should be.
Those are the budget Unrestrained Powers.
Those are the budget options. Brutal.
Yeah.
Heads up plays by Nackarub.
Keeps his spear healthy, too, which is interesting. Swallie isn't running any Relicate, and there isn't any in the Sanctum. And he opts to the spear healthy.
I don't know. I guess he figures
he has to have Sweep in hand. He hasn't played it yet, and he has 2. Yeah.
Yeah, if he can't kill those cards, then he's dead anyway, so.
Or just saving the spear for after Carnage Sweep, maybe.
This hits CERN. Okay, so he does clear the CERN. But still lethal is being threatened. That's not gonna do... Okay, he can drop the Woodcutter Imp and eat some damage here. Only eats 2.
Yeah, the order is nice. I like that. That's only takes 2 damage.
Wow. So he manages to survive, which is impressive, but he's still on the ropes here with some ridiculously expensive cards in hand. And meanwhile, Nackarub is playing heal, so even though Swallie can drop a couple relics and do a little bit of damage and slowly chip away, Nackarub can continuously heal. And there we see it. Back up to 25.
Gosh. I mean, he's going to have to spend 6 mana on Mobilized to reduce the cost of his Unrestrained Powers to make them even playable. And he's not going to be able to draw unless he takes his whole entire turn, which he can't do because then he'll die.
And here we see he can drop a demo, but there's a Valka's Discovery in the Sanctum, and Nackarub has the favor for it. So that is not an option.
He can MML into Blade of Sticks and trade one of the creatures out and be just barely alive. But it's not looking good.
Yeah, he's just hanging by a thread here. Oh, and then
So
the Iron Tooth Goblin. Just to add insult to injury. I mean, I think he picks up the discovery at this point too, right?
yeah. Well, if he doesn't play anything else, it's not going to be super useful. Right, it's going to kill the Iron Tooth if the demo hits it, but I think he'd take it. Swallie's at 13 favor.
Okay, no, so he
I think
grabs
he has
a creature
another
instead.
Devouring Blade. Okay.
Interesting. All right, we'll see if that pays off. He wanted
So
to
his
threaten lethal.
His Orcish Elite is gone, and both of his Wolf Cult Vanguards are gone, and I believe those are his only Twin Strike creatures in the deck. He only had one Orcish.
Now, how does Nackarub? So he's inescapable dutying something. Probably Stern?
Did he use Empowered? Yes, so maybe Inquisitor Informant? Or... Oh, and no, neither of them had God Blitz. The Disciples.
Oh god, if he brings back more Disciples and pumps the cost of the unrestrained powers even higher, that would be hilarious. But he does not manage to clear the demo, which is interesting. So that demo now, Swallie was down to literally 1 health, and now we're probably going to see him back up to 11. Devouring Blade. Does he 50-50? No, he can't, right?
No way.
I mean, but
You
maybe.
can Devouring Blade sharpen and trade, and that's full heal, full clear. And then just reduce the cost of all the really expensive spells in his hand for 6 mana next turn.
That would be crazy. I like it.
Yeah. So high rolling your Ethereal is fantastic. It's how you take a winning game and you just make it over, right? Like certain matchups, you want to get certain cards. Like you can get Transform, which is really good into Anubians. It's good into Control Light. You can transform their Radiant Embalmer, which no longer sends it to the void. Or against combo decks, you can increase the cost of their combo pieces, which is really, really good.
Wow, so then Nackarub had brought back an Iron Tooth Goblin.
Oh, the Iron Tooth. That's so heads up.
That is so heads up. Oh. And now he's got the warded 5/5, which is now a 7/7.
7/7.
Swallie's looking at a whole hand of nothing right now. Ironically, doesn't die here. I think we'll see Mobilize to reduce.
Maybe not even going to use it to draw? Oh, wow. Oh, he doesn't have enough cards left.
Yeah.
He's going to die from fatigue.
I think this match is looking pretty over at this point. Nackarub just really in control with these cards that are bringing stuff back from the void, so he just has whatever answers he wants whenever he wants them. I don't like that Swallie's not looking actively in the void as these cards are coming out, because you can tell what your opponent takes.
Yeah, you can look at the bar on the left, and it'll tell you what was taken also. You click on the card, and it gives you all the info. Oh,
So you got to click on it. He did not do that either, so he does not know. I mean, it's over maybe, but he didn't do it with the inescapable duty either. Interesting. Well, that's good that there's I didn't even know that you could click on that bar. That bar is very helpful.
Yes.
I love that bar. And here we go. So game 1 is in the books, and we've got Nackarub up 1-0. Let me fast forward here, find the next game. Looks like they took a healthy break in between games here. Nice 10-minute break. It was an exhausting first game for the players, so I'm sure they needed a little break. These were pre-submitted deck lists, right? So it's not like they were looking through their decks, choosing. I guess what we probably just saw there was, the order of your decks is not chosen. So maybe he was trying to figure out, okay, my opponent has these options left. I have these options. Which options are the best into my opponent's remaining options? That is the one downside of winning games in this format. Of course, you'd still rather win, but as you win more and more, if you're up 2-0, say, you've only got 3 decks left to choose from, and so your opponent knows kind of what you're going to play, at least a very tight range, whereas you have 5 options. So that is of course, a very minor downside compared to actually winning a game, but
yeah,
I guess that's why they were taking a nice, healthy amount of time. Let me see if I can fast forward a little more here. Oh, looks like they got kicked out. Good thing I went back and looked. They're still trying to connect, it looks like. There's a healthy break. Holy smokes. I probably should have read the production notes a little better. I guess they probably mentioned this. My bad. Here we go. Game 2 is now underway. We've got Nackarub playing Deception, Swallie playing Light. And we've got Swallie going first.
Fairly similar list to Nackarub. He's running Vesper over the Iron Tooth, which synergizes a bit better with the Spear, although it's not quite as great. Into Relics, doesn't do the 3 durability, just 1 a turn.
I love that Parthian Proscenium.
Nackarub did a really good job queuing up. Like the first matchup was it? I'd say a counter, right? To and then this Control Deception into Control Light, also a counter.
Brutal. Yeah, Control Deception here can steal key cards, break the loops of taking things out of the void. Does Nackarub play anything that can destroy the Lysander Spear?
Counterfeit.
Oh, he
Steals
does play
it,
counterfeit. Oof.
Brutal. Yeah.
That is brutal. That is like the perfect counter to this deck, is having counterfeit. And
yeah.
Wow.
It's not a greedy list. Therial 2 demos at the top end, and then 2 Rapture at 6. And it's actually pretty... Yeah, it's a nice deck. Looks like it deals with aggro pretty well and can handle control decks. Looks like a nightmare.
Oh, I see Caution Fun in the chat. Yes, we did indeed broadcast your match against iceysquid. GG's to Caution Fun, moving on into the round of 8. We'll be seeing his next games on Friday. On Friday's stream. So, excited to see that.
Yeah, congratulations. Caution Fun. Well played. Well played.
Ooh, nice top deck of the CERN. You love to top deck CERN when you've got an injured creature on board. It just feels good.
Yeah, it is really nice.
A 4 mana, draw a card, heal your face, heal your creatures.
There's a part of me that's always
order.
like hesitant to draw against Control Deception when I don't have mana to play what I'm drawing. Right, like if he gets Radiant Embalmer and then Nackarub Cutthroats it, he can just get his Cutthroat back and Cutthroat again.
Yeah.
Create a unfun loop.
Yeah. Love to see the Reflection Elementalist. A very underappreciated card, I'd say. But it's such a good card.
It really is a really good card. It's been getting played a lot in Mythic. It is just... I feel... Yeah.
Was that a shot at me because I'm not in Mythic anymore?
Nope. Maybe. Was that... No, I didn't mean it that way.
You would know it's been played a lot in Mythic.
In Mythic, it gets played quite a bit. So like Mighty Uncle, I think he put it in a couple decks, and I just run into it on ladder. And
it's so good with the Echo cards.
Yeah, it plays into Blade really well. It plays into Demogorgons really well. It is just a hard card to deal with. And there are 2 of them.
Yeah. Yes. Got a nice big hand here.
Ugh, that's what stresses me out, right? So he has Radiant Balmer in hand now. He drew a lot, which is good, but he can't. Like, this would just be... If I had Cutthroat and they just drew all those cards, like...
Yeah, it's a juicy time to steal.
I'm Cutthroating.
Yeah. And there is a lot of juicy stuff in there. Like you said, you could take the Embalmer and Cutthroat. And then Cutthroat again.
I mean, Inescapable Duty, Embalmer, Demogorgon... There's just like a lot of high value cards.
Yeah. Doesn't appear to have it, although he still could pip into it. And he pips into another Reflection Elementalist. 4 Reflection Elementalists. I don't think I've ever seen that in my years of playing Gods Unchained. 4 Reflection Elementalists on board.
Yeah. Well, in Mythic, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, neither have I.
In Mythic, you actually run into 4 reflection elementals every day. It's very common.
All the time. It happens all the time.
This actually makes me want to. I picked up gold reflection elementalists back in the day, and never really found use for them. But I would love to dust them off and play them. Is there anything in the void here that he's gonna get back? No. This is a daunting board here. He does have Yukos, maybe? I don't know. Do you?
So he runs 1 lips. If he Yukoses now, it's going to make...
Yeah.
I mean, if he draws it, he's going to take a bit of damage off the board, but... I don't know.
No, he's kind of baiting here. He's not sure what to do. And he does do the Yukos. Okay, so it does clear off the Armor Lurker, which was still going to have order next turn, so I don't know about that. But it does take... Yeah. Takes 3 damage off board from... Oh, no, is he... No. You hate to see that so much, but he took too much time. He used his pip.
Oh, no.
And didn't get the HBK out. Oh. Oh, that hurts my soul so much. So, Gods Unchained changed the timing of when turns flip, and it's very noticeable to me. It might not be very noticeable to, to your average player. I don't know. But people who've been playing for 4 years can definitely feel the timing difference. It flips quicker now than it did before. And like the timer used to kind of go into the thing where it flips before it would flip, and now you run out of time before it even hits. Like it's almost like a full second difference, or maybe a half, but it's enough that you suddenly can't do anything. And damn, that feels bad. Especially when you use your pip, it's even worse, because then it's like,
right,
man, I just threw that away for literally nothing. Oh, it's just so brutal. So brutal.
I've also noticed spells that have multiple effects, like Yukos does 1 damage and gives Solace. I guess removes one health and 1 attack. They one part of the spell triggers, and then the other, Volka's Discovery, takes so long for it to just for it to play out, right? Because it removes ward, removes protected, removes sleep, and then deals 1 damage. And so I feel like a quarter of my rope, if the board is wide enough, is just it's stresses me out.
Yeah, it's brutal. Just brutal. You hate to see it. Especially in a tournament of this caliber. It's just you never want a game to be decided by that. But I mean, the timing structure has been changed for some time now, but it still burns me. But yeah, I mean, I'm not making an excuse that he wouldn't have known that it's been changed, but it still gets me all the time. I always think I have 1 extra second, and then you just don't. And he's sitting on 2 demos, a levy, none of these that he can use really against any of these warded creatures.
So at this point, if you have Cutthroat, this is a turn you generally play it. You can grab Ethereal, which obviously he can't play because his hand's too full, but I mean, you grab a demo, and Swallie has so much stuff in his hand, just good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what he chooses to kind of offload, if anything.
It'd be interesting too if he plays Lysander's Mercy next turn, and all those Reflection Elementalists go back into the deck, and then they all create more Reflection Elementalists. Almost an interesting anti-fatigue.
Yeah, the copy they create is a good copy. They get a 3/4 without Solace and Ward.
Wow. Which
is interesting. It's not a copy of itself. It's just a whole new Reflection Elementalist.
Interesting. What does the text of Reflection Elementalist say?
Transform a creature into a Reflection Elementalist, something like that.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, someone played one against me, and I was upset until I read the text. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Wow.
They got one back with Martyr, so it didn't have Ward, and it was missing, I don't know. But they got a brand's make a new one, so good for them. And they beat me.
So many soulless creatures on board right now for Nackarub, but I think they're all about to go back into the deck, as I think Swallie has no choice, right? He's got to play Lysander's Mercy here.
So he has 2 front lines, unless Bound by Will is played, and it's not a lot of damage being threatened. It's a lot of favor, but I could see. I don't know.
Hmm.
Like, he could get a Yukos back, which would actually be pretty good here. Clears most of the board, although he'd have to give his Embalmer Solace. So I don't know if he wants to do that. He is running 2. Not going to go that route. Okay, he could have cleared the... Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I think I may have played the Embalmer and gone Yukos back. He clears the entire board because he can trade his Highborn Knight into the 1/2.
Yeah.
And in that way, like, you lose an Embalmer, which is a bummer, but they also can't steal the Embalmer. That's been sitting in your hand for a while. But maybe he feels they'll take a demo over the Embalmer.
When are we going to see these cutthroats? We're going to see one here? I mean, he's running out of time. He's got to play it soon if he's going to do it. Umber Arrow. Really? And then I guess he's going to cheat it? Okay.
He may be saving it for the Inescapable Duty, where you can kind of cutthroat what your opponent tries to get back at the end of the match. He is pretty far ahead as far as board goes, so he's not in a huge rush. And Swallie has too many cards to play Therial and not overdraw. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than having your Embalmer taken cutthroat and then watch it get another cutthroat back.
Yeah.
This is a really aggressive line. I like this.
He puts out the Therial and leaves the demo on board. But now we're going to see a double demo, presumably? Of course, we know that Nackarub took the Valkus Discovery, so let's see if Swallie remembers that.
And so Nackarub can be looking for Transform, a creature with 4 attack or less, which is really good into demo. Transforms it into a 1/1, or even Order is good. Curious to see what Nackarub got this time.
Yeah, last time he made some really heads-up picks with his Therial. It'll be interesting to see. Feels bad swinging a demo into a 2/1. You only get to heal for a 1. Your demo takes 2 damage, but okay, so he heals his demo. Okay.
Maybe he's just preparing the board for a Lysander's Mercy at some point, and he's healthy enough that he's not too worried about it.
No, I believe that Cutthroat just got obliterated. I wish there was an obliterate effect that would show that it's not a card being played as they pop up in the same spot.
Brutal. That is such a high value card in the matchup, especially with how ungreedy Nackarub's list is.
It was this one. Oh, what was that one? I didn't even... Oh, it increased the spells. It increased the spells, the second one, because he's got Lysander's Mercy is now 9. Lips are now 7. Inescapable now 8. If you want to play it. Empowered. Wow.
And that makes a big difference. The Inescapable Duty, like, you can't really play anything except his Vesper of Concession. If, like, the turn he plays it, assuming he pulls 2 cards back at 8 mana.
Now, do we know if Nackarub is playing 2 copies of Cutthroat or just 1?
I would 2. I don't know if there's... Yeah, 2.
Okay. So he milled 1.
He has 1 left.
1 left. The spells are capped at 9 with that card, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is interesting because Ransom doesn't cap at 9 when it comes to creatures. Although you never see Ransom played anymore these days because you don't see very many decks running 8 and 9 drops. Maybe just Control Magic playing Healing Elites.
The value you get at 7 now is just so good.
Yeah. Oh, so he plays another cultist and shuffled a card back into his deck.
Yeah. It's like,
Crazy.
tell me you don't have Cutthroat without telling me you don't have Cutthroat. Like, shuffle Stereo back.
Yeah. Well, here comes the Parthian Proscenium. I love this card. I always been a big fan of this card.
It is really interesting. It doesn't have frontline, but it may as well. If you don't deal with it, your opponent gets so much value, and it's also so sticky and hard to deal with. You either get 3 heal per turn or give +3 attack to your weakest creature. It is a really, really fantastic card.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, you have to. It's one of those cards that goes in the category, like you said, you have to deal with it immediately, and yet it's tough to deal with a 5 health protected, warded creature, and it has 5 strength to boot. So you know, if you're ramming your own creatures into it, it's not like they're going to survive most of the time. So I think it's an underplayed card.
Yeah, Control War has like the easiest time dealing with it, or just the best with Enter War, with how strong it is against protected and ward.
Wow. Brutal. Yeah. Can't even think about
that.
Enter War.
Yukos is looking really nice right here.
Oof. Gets his Ethereal back. He's counting Nackarub's hand. Very slowly. There we go. Debating. So he'll have 6 mana left after this. What is he going to do? Radiant Embalmer, perhaps?
Yeah, I like that line. So he does give his Proscenium Soulless, but he's going to keep it alive another turn, which is good.
Yeah, I think you have to do this. I mean, you got to get rid of those deadlies, otherwise your Proscenium's just gone. Almost nothing. Just going to heal and pass, perhaps?
And yeah, so the effect Yukos, it just takes so long.
Yeah, it does. I know
Like
he's almost out of
his
time.
rope is, and then the creatures die slowly. Is he going to get it off? Okay. I wonder if he would have taken a different line if he had more time after the Yukos effect, because that felt like
he slammed down that 2/2 at the last second there.
Oof.
And yeah, that's another thing about Proscenium is if you're also playing the Heal God power, like that's 5 heal per turn, which is insane.
Yeah, synergizes with Helmna, synergizes with CERN. It's strong. It's annoying.
Yeah.
So Umbrero here is really good. You can trade off his Lady Marcella, Umbrero, one of the poisoned deadly rogue skulkers, and deal with a Proscenium. Assuming he has it. He used one earlier in the game on a lower value target, so I'm kind of curious to see. Why did he pick heal, by the way?
You think in this matchup against Control Deception, you're supposed to play
Acolyte?
Acolyte.
It applies more pressure. 2, 4, 6. Okay. So Swallie will overdraw here. Shuffle's nice. I don't know if that's what you're looking for. Right, both demos. I think Nackarub still has both. That's also good. And then double shuffle.
I mean, what do you do with the shuffle, though?
It is so annoying when you have 4 cards in hand and your opponent sends 2 back on one turn. Nackarub's hand is pretty full.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to be... Like, if your opponent's behind on cards and you play that, it can be really rough.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I imagine if you have 4 cards and you get rid of half your cards, and those are the good ones, then you're probably in big trouble. But yeah, here, Nackarub's got a ton of cards. And not tons left in the deck, so I mean, you'll probably draw it, whatever you get rid of soon.
I wonder if Nackarub will wind up rollers here. I would. Yeah, okay. Right, his hand's already full, so now
Yeah.
he's milling 2 instead of 1.
Love it.
Oh, ouch.
What was that popped up? I missed it. I blinked.
Radiant Embalmer.
Ooh.
Just the win condition.
Rip Embalmer.
Haven't seen a lot of Godblitz today from Therial. There's been a lot of kind of.
Do you think he's actually happy that he lost the Embalmer? Caution says it cancels out the Cutthroat Mill, which is.
That's true.
But he does have another Embalmer though, so I guess at some point it's probably gonna likely happen. And here we see the counterfeit. We see the demo. Another demo.
Get all that info.
Yeah, this is. You see a lot of players just quickly make a choice because you see a demo or something and they just slam it. But half of the card is also powerful because you get to see all that information. Never forget to look at your opponent's hand and take a peek at what they're going to be doing the next 5 turns.
Right. You transform?
Transform.
Interesting. With the 2 demos in hand, he opts to transform the 1/3.
Just shuffle, dance. Yeah. Wow, that's intriguing. Huh.
I guess he didn't want them getting an Embalmer or 3rd demo.
Some matchups are like checkers, but this one I would say is a lot more like chess.
Yes.
I would say
Absolutely.
4D chess. He gets a Rapture anyway off the top of the deck. As he sent back the Shadow Rapture, gets a gold one.
So Swallie can get Therial back next turn fairly safely. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows his opponent doesn't have Cutthroat in hand because he top deck Rapture, and he has like a 1 in 14, 15 cards left, however many he has that he gets it. So he can have like another really big swing turn where, like, yeah.
Yeah, only 9% chance here. 9.09, by the way. I did the math.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty good at math. And like you said, you called the line here. He gets the giant Therial back. What's he going to take back in addition? Maybe the Transform?
Hopefully something he can play now.
Well, he's got the Censure for now. He needs to play something.
True. Okay, he gets the Transform. So there's just another turn he can't. His hand is going to be so full.
Yeah, because then he's got another shot for the cut.
Yeah, it's just another draw.
Right.
Yeah, getting the Therial back's huge.
Now and to your point of needing to get rid of stuff, I mean, if he wants to play that Therial even next turn. Oh, he gets the Cutthroat. Oh, so painful.
Yikes. That's so unlucky.
I mean, I was going to say he can't even play the Therial really anyway. He doesn't have enough space in hand.
Yeah.
To your point, yeah, maybe he shouldn't have bought that Archer and played the Archer. I mean, he doesn't take the Therial. He took the Radiant.
So he gets Cutthroat back again
but
with the Embalmer and closes the loop. There's only 1 inescapable duty. 1 was milled. 1 Radiant Embalmer.
But he lets Swallie play a massive Therial.
He has 2 demos, and
I mean, I don't know. I'm scared of an 8/11 Therial. Plus the value it gives after the fact, you know? I mean, he could get like 15 damage at Godblitz from hand. Oh, and Mercy. Already got the 9 cost Mercy. But yeah, he's got to play the Therial at some point before Nackarub is able to steal. And he can do that next turn.
Well, with the price of Embalmer going up to 5, it's a 2-turn play. He can't do it. Can't do it in
Oh,
one, which
Embalmer's now
is
5 instead of 4. I forgot.
yeah, which is
Yeah,
good.
they nerfed it right after I forged up some gold copies. Thank you.
Right. It's like he forged them. Like, let's pump it.
Yeah. Me spends 4 hours forging gold copies of Radiant Embalmers. God's Unchained literally that night or the next day or something was like, yep, we've nerfed Radiant Embalmer.
Okay.
Thanks. Thanks for that. Ooh, bound by her will on the deadly. He can slam that into the demo, and he does. Goodbye, demo.
They got Cutthroat.
Makeshift shiv to get rid of the other deadly. Wow. Harry Cadmos.
2, 4, 6, 7.
Okay, so now he is clearing his hand so he can play Therial, but he's still going to mill something.
Yeah, he will.
Shuffle, transform, increase.
I don't hate increase.
There's the Godblitz, and he snaps it up. Giving order, or do you give the +1 strength and overkill? Go for more Godblitz damage.
I think the Cutthroat's coming next turn,
Hmm.
right? Like, regardless of...
What do you Cutthroat, though?
I think maybe the Godblitz. It takes away the
yeah.
reach. It's not the highest value card in his hand, but it's going to keep you safe. It's going to make sure you have a turn to react before they just smash your face for 9, I think. Didn't get any of the +3/+3s.
Yeah. True, true.
I mean, this is a really hard matchup to play on both sides.
Mo. And he hides it.
Yeah, that's rough. I wonder if you Mercy here, you're sending Embalmer and Demo back, which that sucks.
Yeah, it does. But you're also sending back your own Therial, and maybe he can get more Godblitz. Or the +3/+3s, I mean.
Yeah, and so the thing is, Nackarub has Cutthroat still.
Yeah, Nackarub has a lot of cards to get through, though, in his deck before he gets back to his stuff, whereas Swallie's only got, like, I don't even know. It looks like one card, but he's probably got a few.
Swallie has to play Therial the turn he draws it if Nackarub holds onto the Cutthroat, which he does not. He's just
the Cutthroat.
ripping it.
Which is interesting, because, yeah, Swallie's only got 2 cards. I mean, he didn't even have to have that much more patience to wait for it to come back, but I guess he's worried about the, you know, the Godblitz +3/+3, +3/+3. Like, you can do, what is that, 8, 9, 10, 11? No, I don't know how to do math. 10, 11,
15.
12, how much?
15.
15. You can do 15 damage in one turn with those things. Can we cut that part out where I didn't know how to do math in post? Thank you. Vesper, make a note, please, and then we'll...
edit from the video. They have Counterfeit in hand. Like, we saw that a few turns ago, so I don't...
He took Cadmos, by the way. What do you think about
that? It's interesting.
Vesper said will do. Thank you, Vesper. Here comes the Godblitz, so he's going to start trying to put in some face damage, which I like. He's got to get some work done.
I don't know what you would want to send back with the Cadmos, because everything that he has in hand has a roar effect that's going to be really good, even what he's going to draw next, right? Like, if you send the Blade back, Blade just kills your Cadmos. If you send any of them, really. It's interesting. I guess it's a front line that kind of slows things down, but...
Do you think he's going to try and give Chosen One to one of his...
That's too slow. Especially with 3 more Acolytes coming up next turn. Okay, I like this. He's slowing down the Therial from coming back. He's just buying himself time, trying to find answers, I guess. He has one more demo in hand.
Interesting. Yeah, that's smart. Okay.
Can use counterfeit for 2 turns. True. Yeah, that makes sense.
Why can't he use it for 2 turns?
Nackarub has a relic.
Oh.
Whipped.
Yes, that's the thing I always forget when using counterfeit is if you've already got a relic equipped, it doesn't just break your opponent's relic and equip it. You have to have nothing equipped. Others, it just draws you a card. That would be awkward.
So if he mercies here, he gets his... That's not the Godblitz one.
Yeah, it
is. That God?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because it took the attack. He gets the Godblitz back after he draws 3 more, which could be pretty huge.
But he grabs the lips instead. Okay, so he'd be able to go face for 4 if he uses his relic, but... Well, what are the other... Does he have another... No, he doesn't have another Godblitz in hand, does he?
He has a Ethereal coming up next turn.
Well, but he's got 3... like, if he did... Well, I guess with lips, he can't even play another... Because the lips is so expensive, so never mind.
Yeah.
Interesting, so he pumps the Godblitz before using Lysander's. Okay, is he going to use it? He's holding it. Okay, yeah, he uses it. So that's interesting. I like it. So he now has an even bigger... Is he going to heal? Gonna take that vow? No. Okay. Thought about something, but just healed in the end. Alright, so there we go. Now we're going to see that counterfeit, right? That's probably why we saw Swallie go ahead and use the relic in advance.
Yeah.
He knew that was going to get ripped off.
Nackarub has no reach. There's no Kai in this list, so it's just kind of what he plays on the board.
Wow.
That's a big Perion.
Another Godblitz. Heal for 7 is so brutal, but no, he's going to go for lethal. He's got the +1. No +3/+3s, though.
Yeah, I think going for damage is at 14 health.
Increase spells. What spells is he worried about?
I like Transform. Okay. Maybe he already has a Transform in hand.
What spells?
He has so many Acolytes.
I've never seen someone with this many Acolytes. I'm honestly impressed by the amount of Acolytes he has. his cult of Theric cultists is very large.
Right. So he has 2 Godblitz. Oh, yeah, he has lethal from hand next turn. He does not. But he already had a Transform, so...
And now we see Orfeo pop out all of a sudden.
Oof.
I think this is what happened last time as well, which is just that it pops out, but it pops out at the end of turn. It's just delayed visually, but technically it's coming out when the demo was played. But yeah, it was delayed visually for some strange reason.
I think you save 1 Godblitz if you don't have lethal here, just so you can send 2 turns worth of...
Wait, what's he? He's going to transform for something with 4, but he doesn't... He can't.
There's nothing. He's just going for the extra damage here.
But he's dead next
shouldn't
turn,
have
right?
any more sleep. 10 health. Okay, he's going to trade, I guess.
Does he have lethal and we're bad at math? Oh no, is he bad at math? Oh no. Oh no, Swallie. Oh no, he just threw. Oh no. That what? Oh no. Wow. Wow. That's so painful.
Yeah, that's rough.
Oh.
So close.
Oh.
And Nackarub has no in-hand reach. He swung so fast there.
I guess, yeah, I don't know if I guess he miscounted by 1 damage there.
For a bad matchup, I think he was in a... He had played really well up until that point, that one point of damage off.
Oof.
But
yeah, I mean, maybe he saw the Vow of Champions, and you know, sometimes your brain just is like, oh yeah, I can do this much damage from hand, and then I'll also just get the Vow from the Sanctum. And of course, you need 2 extra mana to play that Vow, and it would have been lethal. But Wow, maybe he just played too fast, or yeah, I don't know. But man,
Yeah.
just brutal. Excellent game though by both players.
Yeah, well played by Nackarub. Really patient with his cutthroat.
Yeah.
But
So here's game 3. We got Nackarub versus Swallie. We got Nackarub playing War.
Nackarub is probably playing Control War.
Yeah, he's playing Valka's Presence there against Light. Like you said, this is the optimal god power against this deck. You said it, Nackarub listened.
Yeah, right. Checking something really quick.
Yeah, let me also check. Apologies, I need to.
Okay, so he's running an OTK deck. He's running Big Relic War, but he took Valka's Presence, which is so interesting. I've never seen that. He's taking Valka's Presence. Like, I understand why it's going to help get through front lines. It's going to help, but you're not going to have that 2 damage reach. It's interesting.
Yeah. So, are just gonna heal pass? Is he gonna play that Inquisitor or just dies? Okay, he's gonna play Yukos. Draws Nackarub a card. Now Nackarub's got a bunch of cards. Got a relic equipped. Okay, uses his bag of tricks. What did he play with his bag of tricks? It is 2-0 Nackarub is the score.
I would assume for 5 mana, nothing on the board, he played Mobilize.
Oh, yes, that's what he did. Thank you. My brain is playing tricks on me. For some reason, when he played the bag of tricks, I read it. It pops up, you know, the little bag of tricks. I thought it said small, dirty bag of tricks. I swear to God, that's what I read, and I was like very confused for like 5 seconds. That's definitely not what it said.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they should change it to that. Maybe it's the lack of sleep. I don't know. It's one of those things. It might have said small, dirty bag of tricks. No one has any proof that it didn't, so let's just say it did. Here we get to see the +2/+2 Chosen One. I love this new effect, the visual effect where you can see the Chosen One getting the buff.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's nice.
Definitely a nice touch. Gonna draw a bunch of cards. No, he might, maybe not. Again, another plain card, Recovering Sigil. Holding it up there, flaunting his plain cards. Filthy, disgusting bag of tricks. Yeah, I think that's what it said.
Filthy, disgusting bag of tricks.
It just said dirty. That's what I read. I don't know. Is that effect really new? I think it did that before too. It did not do that for the first 3 or 4 years of Gods Unchained. It's pretty recent. I would say it happened after Light's Verdict, actually.
Yeah, it is fairly new.
Yep. So he doesn't swing the magic missile? Doesn't it have blitz?
I don't know if he's worried about the blade staying on the board. I assume he has some discounted pieces to his combo, and he wants to save the durability. I believe, yeah, Swallie's running a Vesper of Concession, so if he can get one good swing, there's a good chance he will be able to get one more.
cautionfun is head of the class, paying attention. He says he swung with a blade of Styx that turn. You can't swing with 2 relics, buddy. Smart. That's why Caution is still in this Player of the Year tournament, and Sam is not.
And still in Mythic.
I am in, like, Rusted Green or something. I don't even know. I've been playing too many meme decks. I was about to rank back up, and then I was like, let me just play a meme deck for YouTube, and then I deranked even further.
Oh, gosh. What deck were you trying out?
What was the last one I was trying? Oh, I was trying to make Orfeo. I found a way to make Orfeo, the new one, the not very good one. Orfeo in, what's he called? Orfeo in Candyland? I don't know what he's called. But I was trying to make him a 0 cost and then put him back. He just remains 0 when he goes back in your deck every time. But that unfortunately doesn't work right now because the card is unlived. The something merchant of Venice. That's not right.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Prince Merchant.
Prince of Merchant
Something.
Town is unlived currently, so I could not do that. But
Merchant Prince. There we go.
Yes, thank you. And Little Merchant Prince Machiavelli, I think. I was trying to do at least to 1 mana, make him 1 mana via Forge or via the other card that reduces by 2. Desert Mercenary. Love Desert Mercenary. Merchant Prince is not live, VilliBesti. Go search it in your deck. I spent an hour building a deck around it and then went to go build it up in the client, and it is not there.
Okay, so Orfeo, it has guild tag. So you could get it down to 1. Did that
yeah, it worked.
Good.
Sure did. Got a bunch of 1-cost bad cards, and turns out not helpful. Actually, would have been more helpful if it was still 3 mana, because by the end, when you're fatiguing, you actually need to spend more mana. So making that card 1 isn't super helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Villy, they did live it, and then they unlived it because it broke the forge when they relived it. So then they unlived it.
Does it keep the mana reduction
It
after
does.
you send it back to the... So it would keep like a buff if you put Rune of Strength on it or something?
That's a good question. I didn't try that.
I mean, I would assume...
Now you're going to make me D-rank even further trying to do that.
I mean, it sounds like an interesting idea. I hadn't even thought of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
It definitely keeps the mana reduction, and which I thought was cool at first, and then I tried it, and spoiler alert, not cool. Ooh, frontline? Could you give it frontline somehow and then permanently give it frontline? I don't know. Oh, he got the mobilized. That is nasty. Nackarub has every card in his hand. Swallie? Okay, I mean, like, look, we could say Swallie's dead here, but he's got the Prashinium on board. So like we said earlier, he heals for 5 every turn. And...
So he can Cadmos.
yeah, getting another frontline out is huge.
Torment. Yeah, that's... Huh.
But does he... Does he use his pip here on Cadmos? I think you do. I mean, you have to, right? Because your opponent can drop a massive relic.
Yeah. 2 mobilized, so... It's going to be 3 mana for Unrestrained Power.
Oof.
Assuming it hit both.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to play... Yeah, you got to play Cadmos here. And once again, I think we'll get to see the ever underutilized Chosen One option. Is he really gonna... What's he gonna... Why would you... I guess you just make your opponent spend more mana to play it. But, I mean, it's got Order, I guess, so it doesn't have God Blitz, technically. So, okay. I guess that makes sense. It's got Order. Otherwise, wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, he hasn't drawn any Highborn Knights yet, which is pretty rough in this matchup.
Yeah, they definitely can
especially
win a
with
matchup.
Inescapable Duty. And so we're kind of seeing the difference of starting early with Lysander Spear and not starting early with Lysander Spear, just how much easier it is for War to deal with front lines when they're not buffed. Who would have thought?
So you're saying that smaller creatures are easier to kill than bigger creatures?
Yeah.
That's why you're a Mythic, and I'm not.
Right. High level take.
Okay, so he can take out Mary Cadmos. And no face damage this turn.
Okay, Swallie's only running 1 Pyramid Warden, which is interesting.
He can heal for 5 again, though, which is still not nothing.
I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. It looks like Nackarub is
definitely
2/3 of the way through his deck with discounted spells.
gonna bring back Mary Cadmos, and he can play it here. Nice big Frontliner, what's he going to do? Bounce the Blitzer. Okay, I like it. The Blitzer is not a Blitzer because it has order. So I do like this combo here of giving something order and then bouncing it. Even if it's a Blitzer,
Yeah.
it can't blitz. So it pretty cool combo.
Yeah, stalls it for 2 turns.
Yeah, forces Nackarub to not draw any more cards again. Which, you know, if he's still looking for like a whetstone or something to finish the deal, he's not going to be able to find it. Still in big trouble, though. Potentially. I mean, if Nackarub can't clear, suddenly Swallie's got 2 big creatures on board.
Wow.
Playing Sharpen kind of implies that he's about to put in some serious damage here.
He can clear the Cadmos now with Relic, unless he... I believe he's only running 1 Sharpen. I don't know if he can buff the Archer anymore. Yeah, just 1.
Interesting. So he's going to take it out with the creature?
Ooh.
And then swing face. Okay, does he have Unrestrained here? Doesn't do lethal damage, but...
Unrestrained Sharpen would be lethal. There's a good chance he has one discounted to 4 mana with the double mobilize.
Can't Sharpen, but Whetstone.
Whetstone, yeah.
Yep.
That's what I meant. Yes.
The downside of Sharpen is you do need a creature to play it. Does not have it.
3 mana. That is crazy.
3 health, you mean?
No, 3 mana.
3. Oh, 3
It went from
mana.
5 to
Yes.
3
Gotcha.
because it was reduced
Double
twice.
reduced.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. You're in Mythic. I shouldn't question you. I apologize.
It's okay.
Once again, we can heal for 8 again, but it barely keeps him alive. Probably doesn't actually keep him alive, but it might.
He has 9 from hand. He has Censure. He hasn't drawn any of his Highborn Knights or his Pyramid Warden, which is kind of... It's rough.
No, it does not keep him. Why did I think it would keep him alive? Bad at math, that's why. For some reason, I thought the relic was only... I don't know. Who knows? I'm bad at math. Nackarub takes it down. Congrats to Nackarub.
Jeez.
Completing
well
the
played.
sweep. Well done. Let's pull up the bracket here. There it is. Nackarub taking down Swallie 3-0. We already see caution on that list as well. Moving on to the round of 8. And let's see who we got next up here. And also don't forget we've got a very nice raffle. I think we'll maybe do it after the next match, perhaps?
Okay, very nice. That's for the Palace today?
Oh,
The
that's for a
Shape-
Shadow Snow Shaper Palace. Let's bring that up on screen. People should get take a peek at this beauty. Here it is. Boom. Look at that. Why is the thing not going away? There we go. Sorry, I'm on a delay. Here we go. There's a Snow Shaper Palace. Love to see it. You guys are going to get a shot at this after the next match. But first, we are about to witness... let me get it up here for you guys. We've got... HPain versus Mepo.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one. I'm
Yes.
actually excited to watch that.
Oh, let me fast forward a little bit.
And today is the last day of the Winter Wonderland sale, right? This is the set
Indeed.
closes today,
Yeah.
but it's not locked? Or it's secretly locked and we just don't know yet?
Yeah, I don't think they said it was locked yet, so no, it's not locked. Here we got HPain playing Death. All right, we get to see something new. Love to see it. He's playing against GGGG, apparently. I believe that is Mepo, though.
So it looks like HPain banned Deception and Meepo banned War.
Pain bans Deception, and Mepo bans War. Okay. How long will this stream be? We are in the 3rd of 4 matches, and we've got a raffle to do. So we've got 2 matches and a raffle at some point. And that will be the end of this one. And then we will show you the whole bracket, making it into the round of 8. Hopefully for the round of 8, we will have the time to be able to broadcast every single match. We didn't want to do all 8 matches. That is a lot of time. We just wanted to show you guys the best matches. The most exciting matches.
So it looks like Mepo is running Agrolite, tops out at 6, Blade of White Plains canonize at 5, and everything else 4 or lower. So pretty aggro. And HPain is running Control Death with no sleep.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is a pretty interesting list.
And here we also see the small dirty bag of tricks is stuck on screen. Apologies for that.
That is still my least favorite bug of all of the bugs.
It is really obnoxious. In fact, it happened multiple times in a different match that we've already seen, but we used the other person's perspective, which is interesting. That means it does not get stuck on both people's screens when it happens. It is not, it's asymmetrical, which is a little bit unfair, because HPain can't see what's going on.
Right.
But Mepo still has full view of the board, presumably.
It's definitely a rough spot for HPain. Doesn't have a lot between now and Kaya's not. Oof, that bifurcating curse is fantastic. And the Relicate in the Sanctum is definitely not his friend.
Yeah, and he's going to get there next turn. Mepo's going to be able to...
Oh yeah, he'll get there this turn for sure, yeah.
I didn't know whose turn it was because that small bag of tricks was throwing me off. That's all I can see. So large. Large, dirty bag of tricks. Do you remember the day when there was a large bag of tricks?
I do not.
I don't know if it actually does it these days still. I don't think it does. But back in the day, you used to actually have a card in hand. And it was called like large bag of tricks or something when it was...
So you'd get your small bag of tricks, and you'd have a large bag of tricks in hand to refresh mana crystals, or?
Yeah. So you'd play. Sorry, someone said there's a spoiler alert in the chat. So if mods can delete any spoilers, please. I don't know if there is, but someone said there's a spoiler alert. But yes, you'd play the large, and then it would become a medium, and then become a small.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And then they changed it to this little triangle pip system, which...
Oh, okay. I remember that. Yeah. I guess I never paid attention to the large, medium, and small, but...
I'm pretty sure that's what it said. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't think I'm making that up, though. Oh, wow.
So Mepo did a pretty good job of staggering even and odd creatures.
And then he even gets back the Martyr, so I mean, that barely did anything.
Yeah.
It didn't do nothing, but it didn't do much.
What did he have on the far left? Oh, it was the... was it the Relicate? If it is, that's pretty heads up, because HPain is running 2 Necroceptors. Oof.
Brutal. That is a lot of damage. HPain already used his pip as well, his small bag of tricks, so...
Yes.
Getting to that demo is not looking very likely. Also, there's a card completely obscured by the small bag, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, there you go. He didn't even hover over it. It's a humble benefactor. That will do...
Wow, that top deck, though.
I mean, even this is like... I mean, I guess you have to take out the... Oh, man, I don't even know.
Yeah, I think you take out even. You can take out CERN, the Felid Tracker, Felid Janissary. Odd?
Wait, why did... Which one did he...
Okay, even.
Even, okay.
Yeah, he didn't... I think you don't take out as many, but I think you take more stats off the board.
Yeah, plus
and
that CERN is... Yeah.
Yeah. Always feeling half even, half odd like a king.
He really... I mean, that's... Oh, I was going to say he really is, but that's him in the chat. He complimented himself, so never mind. I was going to agree with the person in the chat.
Modest as always. What's that, Mepo? That was the perfect top deck. And it wasn't even... I don't know, it doesn't seem like it will be enough, but we'll see what else he can...
Yeah, it still feels pretty unlikely that he can get to that demo. However, I mean, well, Return to Cave does heal for 10, but then it again pushes demo. It just kicks it down the road even further. So, I mean...
Right.
It does lock your mana crystal, so...
And Mepo is running double Radiant on, so there's a good chance that the demo isn't even going to be enough.
Brutal.
F-Pain.
Something was played hidden behind a small bag of tricks. I think it was another humble benefactor, the Echo perhaps.
Yeah.
So he can take the 3/4 off the board, but that's still
He can take
lethal.
3/4 and ping off a 1/1 with form of, or no, he can blight bomb the 2/2 protected maybe, or the but I don't. It's not enough.
I mean, he can like GP a 1/1, blight bomb, form of power. Oof. Yeah, nothing's well. Yeah,
Can be
no,
blade
nothing's
return
enough.
to cave, I guess, just to stay alive.
Yeah. Trial of the Underworld. HPain rocking the trial. I love to see that. I hope we get to see that played in a future game, because this one's not looking very likely to be playing an 8-drop, but
yeah,
especially against a control deck, right? Like, I think that's why he played it, is he assumed a lot of people were going to submit big, heavy control decks, and your trial against a control deck is going to bring back a 5, a 6, a 7. No, is that right? Maybe just a...
Yep, and an 8. Yep.
Yeah, and an 8, yeah. Does it really start at 5? Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, it's so infrequently played that, I mean, it's hard to even remember. I haven't seen it played since, like, maybe Divine Order came out. Like, Trial of the Gods, it was still played. It used to bring back a 9-drop as well, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
I think once it got nerfed, it never really saw focus again, or saw play again, but...
HPain's kind of been messing around with it for a while. I'm happy to see you brought it to the tournament.
Yeah.
It's a pretty strong list, but Necroceptor is just so important to just kind of make it to the mid game against aggro, where you can clear them.
That's like my other favorite card. I love Amazon Heart Eater.
Yeah.
And that card just kind of died when the blade of white, the white plane blade, came out.
I feel like it died when Ward 2.0 came out, and it no longer dealt with Highborn Knight. Although I've played this list that HPain's running right now, and it's actually a pretty decent counter to Blade of White Plane. You kill their Blade of White Plane, and they can't blade.
Interesting.
They can't blade your 4/4, which is it's an interesting card. I do like it also.
I love seeing these tech cards against blades and stuff. Like we saw Caution using the Dead Century. You gotta be careful. And then also we saw the Reflection Elementalists. I forget who played those. That was Nackarub maybe, or
Nackarub.
Yeah. Yes, we see it. We see all these top players. They know they got to counter the blades. They're gonna run into blades a lot, and they're doing it.
Yeah. I think Meepo's favored here. It's a tempo magic list. Tops out at, I mean, technically 10 with the Leyhorde Hatchlings, but they're going to be played for 1 or 2. Unbound Flames, Worm Breath. No Pyrrhic Knowledge, which is really interesting. That's one of my favorite cards in Magic.
Pyrrhic
no,
Knowledge.
there are 2 Pyrrhic Knowledges. There are 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very strong card. I mean,
yeah, so I can't believe he's not running Pyrrhic Knowledge.
And I think it's a really big skill gap card. It's one of those cards that kind of separates the good players from the bad, you know. A lot of cards just kind of play themselves, but Pyrrhic Knowledge takes brains. You got to have a wrinkled brain to play Pyrrhic Knowledge. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Us smooth brain folks cannot play it.
I don't even run it in my Magic list because of that. Yeah. But in all seriousness, with Palace Wand, you get a proc from playing Pyrrhic Knowledge, and then you get another proc from playing the 0-cost spell. So
wow.
It's a pretty good tempo card. It's fantastic. It's so good.
Yeah. HPain once again looking like he's getting a little bit run over.
Yikes. Curse of Greed is going to be really good, but he needs to get that ramp out sooner than later.
He gets the ramp out, and he top decked that Neferu, so I mean that feels pretty good against this board anyway. I mean he's got to wait a while for Neferu, but he can ramp. He's got a pip. I don't like that we call them pips, to be honest. I think we should go back to calling them bags.
All right.
It's very confusing to call them pips, I think, for new players.
I think so. I'll write a strongly worded email.
Thank you.
We'll take care of that.
We still call the other god powered cheat too. I think they should just rename it cheat.
Right.
Like,
I like. It takes so much mental energy to remember. It's like it's distract.
Yeah.
Right. Or Orpheo's distraction. But yeah.
I brought it up on the stream the other day, and I asked people, like, any new players, I'm like, do you guys know what I'm talking about when I say cheat? And they thought, like, there was multiple people who thought I was literally calling it cheat because, like, it's so good, it's like cheating. That's literally what they thought it was called. Like, and it's like, Yeah, I mean, a lot of new players just they don't know. Like we just use all these terms like pips and cheat, and that's not what these things are called. But you'll get the hang of it. You'll figure it out. All right,
so Meepo's only running one Oni, which is pretty interesting.
It got nerfed. It's still ridiculously strong when you can get it to stick.
Yeah, I mean, it is so good. And it's really good into Neferu, now that War 2.0 has been a thing for 6 months. But it still feels fresh. Fresh wound.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Frozen Rest here as well. If you didn't read Sifu's article on all the top Winter Wonderland cards to pick up, I believe Frozen Rest was either number 1 or number 2. It was probably number 2. I think the Imp was number 1.
Number 1?
I think it was number 2, behind the Imp. Yeah, but it was up there. It was in the top 3, I'll say. Definitely in the top 4. My brain is also shot, so I don't know, maybe in the top 10. But it was definitely one of the top
definitely
20.
In the top 10.
Yeah, definitely in the top 20. I can tell that much for sure. No, it was definitely in the top like 2 or 3 because I went and picked up enough to make some gold copies, I think. Or maybe I was going to wait until... I don't think they've distributed the weekend rank packs yet for like the last 3 weeks. So once those go out, it might tank a little bit. And then I wasn't going to tell anyone I was going to buy it. And then I was going to pick it up for cheap. And now I've given away my secret
soiled
alpha. Oops. But it's a good card nonetheless. I'm excited to see it played.
Meepo's rope is longer than anyone else's rope. Like, he has the longest rope. I don't yeah.
We'll have to have the authorities look into this.
I do like Frozen Rest. Synergizes with demos, and for the most part, you're running it in a control deck, so you can get like an extra demo proc if you only have one, or you can just destroy a relic, which is good. Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't even think about the extra demo proc. Yeah. What do we got here? Mepo using up that really long rope of his again.
Yeah.
Gonna put up 4 face damage.
Meepo went to get wine. What's up, Swallie?
Ooh, we see Frost Queen. I'm going to be giving away one of those, but in shadow form. On Sunday in the finals. Don't miss the finals. And just to make trade. Next turn he's got Therial maybe if Meepo doesn't get too much pressure out. And then he can go Therial and look for some of those 7 heals, which are nuts. He also has a Tomb Carver, which I love this card. I'm going to have to play HPain list here because I really love Tomb Carvers. And I love the Trial of the Underworld. I love his list. This list looks fun. He's got Frost Queen. He's got all the fun cards. This is a fun looking deck here. Takes out Neferu. Form of Power does another 3 face damage. Brutal. Ancient Tech's gonna do 4 face damage.
I really like this line, sending it before he has time to stabilize. Therial is just going to be way too slow now.
Yeah.
And HPain can't replay Neferu without
They can
dying.
return to Cave and then Neferu.
Oh, that top deck.
And he can trade off the Tomb Carver. Wow.
That was the perfect top deck.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I love his line too. That's really nice. Back to 17 heals. I mean, wow. And he's got the Neferu out. It's doing some damage. And Meepo kind of went all in. Not all in, but he did send it, like you said.
Yeah.
Got 4 cards in hand.
So he runs 1 return to Cave, and that was his only out. That's yeah, that's good draw in there.
It's better to be lucky than to be skilled.
Right. No, Henry or HPain's like a fantastic player. He's definitely one of the best players in the game.
Oh yeah. No question.
Nefru putting in work.
He puts the Felid Tracker out. Is this to bait Mepo into using his God Power? He still takes 2 more damage. Oh, he's going to just God Power himself and heal. Interesting. Okay. He's trying to get out of the long reach of magic.
Right.
How do you feel about
the double pair. I think I mean, he needs to heal as much as he can. It may not be enough, but Pyrrhic Knowledge isn't enough, but it's close. Next turn, double Pyrrhic. Ooh, no, still not enough. Yeah, I like it.
He gets the Therial out. He gets the heal. He slams that one immediately. Increases the spells. Shuffle a card. You know, if you could say one negative thing about HPain's play, and it doesn't really come into effect here, but he plays really fast. He doesn't read all the cards.
I think he just reads so quickly.
He's very smart.
Yeah, it's actually slow for him.
That's possible.
He would play faster. So Mepo throws up the GG. I wonder if doesn't have lethal here.
Yeah, I love when people throw up GG and then it's like, well, do you have lethal or do you think I have
right.
lethal? It's like, what do you mean?
Right. It's like I don't want to say it back if you're about to kill me.
Exactly.
If you're just saying because
Well, he's got 4, 5, and that's it. He throws on a heal though, so I mean, like, it's not over. So why are you saying GG? I mean, I guess it's over once he knows that he got the 7 heal, but he didn't necessarily get the 7 heal. Blows up the spells even though he's only got 2 cards in hand. Maybe unnecessary, but maybe still necessary.
I wonder if you shuffle there, right? Maybe you see exactly what they have.
Yeah.
Back the...
Actually, I agree with that. Yeah, I think that's HPain played it too quick. Not gonna lie. Yeah, someone in chat saying why no shuffle card. I agree 100%. I think only having 2 cards in hand. I don't know. You shuffle away the 1 card that can kill you instead of just trying to make them more expensive.
5 mana Pyrrhic. He was so close.
The 0 Worm Breath. That's gonna obliterate some cards. He throws up the GG again. We still don't. Okay. Whew, it was a nail biter, but HPain pulls it out in the end. So now it's 1-1. HPain, Mepo tied up. Best of 5. It is now a best of 3, starting over fresh. Let's find where the next game starts. Here we go. Here we go. Game number 3. Yeah, that cave. Brutal. Got Mepo. And here we go. Mepo has fixed his name for this game. It is Mepo from Team Perion versus HPain from Infinite Mana.
So Mepo running Aggro War, tops out with Volkos. So only 6-drop, 2 Fur Guards and 2 Feral Shapeshifters at 4, just really, really fast. And then HPain is playing pretty standard Control Light double Lips, which I haven't seen today.
Wow, so he's got a Pyramid Award in here, but that's a pretty big start from Mepo. And what was a pretty slow hand from HPain, though he does top deck that Iron Tooth Goblin, which is potentially going to be huge.
I really like passing turn 1 going first, even with the Pyramid Warden in hand. Sometimes it's tempting to get it out, but that pip is going to be so important. That small bag of tricks is going to be so important.
Thank you.
Going into 7, yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Even going into turn 5, 5 and 7, very big turns to pip into. Carnage sweeps. Well, I mean, not in this match specifically for HPain, but you know, Carnage sweeps a big 5-drop. Lips is a big 5-drop here. Blades are big 5-drops. A lot of big 5-drops, a lot of big 7-drops, especially though. Yeah, you got to save those pips.
Tempo Jason.
Small dirty
tiny
bit tricks, yes.
Tiny bit scary. Like you're kind of muddying up your deck. You're getting rid of your removals. You're not getting rid of them, but you're potentially slowing down like your important draws. It's really disciplined. I think I may have pipped out Highborn Knight there. We had no turn 4 here.
What's a pip?
Small bag of tricks. Well, like, how do you refer to it? Bag of tricks?
Bag of tricks did it. Yeah. I think they might even use that terminology now in the tutorial. Can someone tell me if I'm right? I think in this tutorial it might actually call them a pip. But like that's the only place it's referred to it like that, which I like. Let's get consistent here. I would have tricked here. I like that. He's totally tricked out.
Oh, please don't. Anything but that.
No, I'm definitely gonna say that from now on. Ooh, this fur guard is
it's really hard to deal with.
Yeah, it was recently buffed and is now locked.
I really like this line where he doesn't use the protected, plays it for 4, and then gets another 2-drop out, playing around lips really well.
Yeah, and it's huge. I mean, like the protected here, he knows it doesn't really matter. Like he doesn't have anything on the board, and light doesn't have like blitz or like, you know, a spell that's gonna do 4 damage. So it's doesn't actually really need the protected, and instead opts for the presumably better line here where he can play around lips and also just threaten a lot more damage.
Interesting. HPain goes for the heal. Okay. So floats 1 mana and keeps the spear. The 3 mana do nothing isn't good at this spot.
Gets the second fur guard out. Man, he's literally all in here. He almost slammed that lips without thinking. He's now going to think about it so I don't mock him. And then plays the lips.
So Meepo has drawn the Sanctum. He has 3 damage on the board, 4 damage plus God Power, so 6. And HPain is 2 turns away from dealing with, right?
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's looks pretty over, but it's a nail biter here. I mean, if he can somehow find a way, I don't know if he can, but he's got 1 more turn. He needs to deal with everything. Maybe a censure could be big, but I mean, I don't even know if that's enough. He top decks the censure plus the HBK. I think that will definitely be enough now. That's huge. I think he needed that censure. Like the 2 biggest creatures are still locked down, but I mean, if you get that censure, that's 2 more creatures locked down. He's only threatening 5 damage if he could even get rid of the frontliner, which, I mean, he's going to have to deal with it first. So, I mean, he might get no damage this turn. I mean, that's crazy.
Does HPain go for the face heal?
Yeah, or maybe he goes... Yeah, I mean, the censure... It's tough. Like, I think you got to get the creatures locked down, though, because...
Yeah, I like that, too.
If he's got some type of blitz, like a, I don't know, Viking Longship, a Blade of Sticks, I don't know, something that can deal with pretty easily the... or even, you know, Viking Longship gives, or Master Tactician gives flank to everything. You got to be careful, you know? I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is be careful. Just be careful.
Safety first.
Safety first.
The power of friendship.
Love to see it. We've got HPain himself in the chat, along with Meepo. And we got cautionfun in the chat as well. We saw his game earlier, and we saw iceysquid was in the chat. Love to see all the players showing up. We got Clutch in the chat. We're going to watch his match in just a bit after this match. Big thanks to all the players. Top Guns coming out, hanging out. There might have been one more player too.
Slow from Meepo.
Oh yeah, Nackarub was here as well. Sorry, Nackarub. Did I get them all?
Squid was here.
Mm-hmm. That's literally all of them. They've all been here. Everyone's here for their matches. We could have done it live. HPain does get that demo out, and it survives Touched. So he can heal for at least 3 here. Man, he's so fat. He doesn't even think. He doesn't use any of his time. Bugs me so much. But it's just because I have a smooth brain and he has a very wrinkled brain. But like also maybe sometimes he might give away a little equity by, you know, going a little too fast. But also maybe he's just much better at cards than me. No, I'm going to go with he plays too fast. He's still deciding what he wants to do. He doesn't have his whole turn planned out. Like, unless you have your whole turn planned out immediately. You know what I mean? He's just winging it. This guy's just flying by the seat of his pants, using the power of friendship to top deck things. Interesting that he
That's a formidable board.
Yeah, why is he going to take out... Okay, he takes out the 2-2. He must have got the 1-3, which... does give up the Rune of Fire, which is terrifying. Okay. It was not in there, but he bought something, and now it is there. And Mepo just needs... Although it doesn't look like he can easily obtain one more favor. But if he can obtain one more favor, he gets...
He has won another round. But that,
Wow.
It's not looking like it's going to be enough.
Does not get there.
Trading up the Axeman was heads up. Took the only other Viking off the board.
God, this guy plays fast. But this is... Okay, so he's got the Inquisitor to lock down the 5. Okay. He's just making it up as he goes. He doesn't even heal face there. He heals the demo, which is interesting. He's just playing by the seat of his pants.
So demo survives Rune of Fire now.
Ooh, he gets the Blitz Overkill Shadow Volca out.
Oh, fancy.
We'll be giving away one of those, I believe, tomorrow.
Yeah, less than 2 cards in hand, so Volca gets Blitz, which is really good.
Yeah. And it has Overkill, so some of this might go face. Some of it might kill a creature. Unfortunately, he gets a little unlucky. Spread out quite a bit there. Nothing died.
Oof.
Does get that Rune of Fire. Can't play it this turn, though. This is still anybody's game here. I think HPain is favored. What do you think? Yeah, he's got to be, right?
You're going to reset the board.
Yeah.
Right after the slips.
Interesting that he opts not to lips this turn.
Mercy, well, he can clear everything that's a threat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And keeps his creatures alive.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't even need the mercy. Looks like he's fine.
Yeah, I think if he has to mercy there, he's in a much worse spot. Mepo still has 2 Blade of Sticks, both imps, I believe. Just a lot of reach.
Ooh, he flips that hidden end warded tempt fate, which is always very nice.
Nice high roll there.
Nice high roll indeed.
Yeah, so keeping his creatures alive, he's forcing Mepo to use damage that would have gone face. Okay, Volca is actually not horrible here.
Yeah, it clears.
It's gonna kill the
creatures, pops the ward, pops the protected. That's pretty nuts. And he can heal his face, or he can heal the creature. He also can play something from the Sanctum. And he will. And this is looking pretty deadly here. That's a huge Volca's Master of Pain. I don't think I've ever seen one bigger than that.
Neither have I. I wish there was a CERN on the board.
Yeah. That was pretty nuts. That value. Popping ward and protected.
Did you know that if you Grand Haul your Volca's Master of Pain, it heals for every point of damage it does to everything?
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The leech applies to the
wow,
the board-wide damage.
Interesting.
Yeah.
To try that one out.
Someone played that with Commander Pyros,
Oof.
and it was just such a gross combo.
And
I
there
lost.
he is.
It was interesting.
Throws in the towel, and HPain takes down game number 3.
GG. Well
That
played,
is
Henry.
now 2-1. HPain. We fast forward a little bit here. Oh, they're going right back in, maybe? No. Okay, we got fast forward. Okay. Here we go. Game number 4. Oh, look at that. If you type ! deck lists, you can actually get a link to see all the players' deck lists. Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I like that.
Damn. Shouts to Vesper for doing all kinds of incredible things. Shouts to Valdez for putting together the Player of the Year trailer, which if you guys didn't get to see it twice in the beginning of the show, I will show it again at the end of the show. You guys get to see this. It's pretty sweet. It's also out there on Twitter. You guys can check it out. That was made by Valdez. And also shouts to Shushu for making some sweet graphics for the event as well.
If you had to guess what deception list HPain was running, oh, never mind. You can see his hand. Hidden Rush didn't bring. It's not controlled deception. I didn't know he could. Love to see it.
Yeah, this looks like a FakeMews list.
Yeah, it is very fast.
Got
The
the
arms dealers.
double cats.
Yeah.
HPain going second though. There's that nasty 2-mana 3/3 with God Blitz. Gonna get back. Oh my god, that's so brutal, dude. That card is busted. That is
Really good order there. Make sure he doesn't lose anything on the board.
yeah. Gonna pip
Meepo's
out
a
the
formidable trader.
Armor Lurker, or does he kill the 3/1? The 2/1?
The 3/1 is going to do damage to both of them, and they're racing. So
Yeah, but you think he's gonna win that race? He's behind on the board.
I'm gonna have to go with he's going to try, but we'll see.
Okay. Pretty wild
yeah,
to me.
Right, interesting line.
I guess it makes sense. The other one is asymmetrical damage, where this one's symmetrical. So I guess I guess he's right. He's just way smarter than me. That's fine. It's fine.
Right, Savas points out also Viking synergy, right? With the Meepo has Bloodguard. Is that what it's called? 3 mana, make your other Viking even scarier than it already was. Deathsworn Raider, +2/+1 to a friendly Viking. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Elsie Hammer in the chat. What's up, Elsie? Elsie, one of the OGs. And there's the there it is, the Blood Guard. Is that what you call them?
Deathsworn Raider.
Deathsworn Raider. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Blood Guard's the 2/2 that spits out 2 1/1s.
Right. I think the only time I've played that card was from Odin, but I've been seeing it on ladder a bit.
Yeah, I do love Viking synergy.
interesting.
There's some really fun Vikings.
Oh yeah.
And Odin is a great Viking, but he's very underplayed and also expensive Genesis card and not good enough to justify his price probably.
Right. 8 mana 5/5.
Yeah.
But
it gives like something in your hand like +5, +10, I think. Or
yeah,
something on the board like +3, +8, or I don't even know. That one I made up. I think the first part was right.
I think it's close. I think they're both close enough.
Yeah.
And spits out a Blood Guard.
Not Blood Guard. The Deathsworn.
Yes. No. This is a Deathsworn Raider. The
Yeah, Odin spits out.
one out.
Yeah.
It's the it's a 2 mana one that when you attack it gives a friendly Viking +2 attack.
Yeah, that's not this guy.
No.
No. Okay. But that Blood
This
Guard
is
is
a-
also not that. Blood Guard is the one that spits out the 2 1/1s.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. That's why we are casting this tournament, because we know all the cards by heart.
All of them by name. All the stats.
Yeah, we know all the stats and all the names.
Foolhardy Berserker.
Full heart, yes. Thanks
Jolly
you.
Joe.
+3, +10. I was so close. And what's the other option? I said +5, +10. I was close. Give me some credit.
Yeah.
I got
You're
the plus 10
you're
right.
50%.
Yeah. I know Odin has a second option though, right? It's either +3, +10 to something in hand or something else, right? Something on board, I think.
Buff a creature on the board.
Yeah.
Yes. So Meepo has 5 mana.
Yeah, HPain. A bunch of hidden stuff. Meepo's
Those
got
cats
a
are putting work.
frontliner, but cheap. Oh, and the stone skin is nasty. Stone skin is so mean because it's like a cheat plus. It just locks your opponent's creatures out. Plus, he can get that form of power, which can deal with a 3/2. I think he has to do that, right? He's got a form of power.
I wonder if... Yeah.
I mean, do you take out the 2/2 instead of the 3/2, maybe?
I wonder if he's going to trade both of them out.
Mm.
The 4/3 and the 3/2.
Yeah, I would trade the 3/1 into the 4/3.
If he plays this, he can't play Shadewalker. So I wonder if he's counting how much damage Meepo has with the confused creature on the board.
Yeah, I like this, then form into the 3/2, swing face, and then cheat the avatar. Opt to not do that.
And rely on confused RNG.
Oh, wow. This is the longest rope I've ever seen HPain use. He was clearly very confused on that turn.
So the cats do 2. That's 4, 9, 10. He has lethal if everything stays alive.
We got VilliBesti in the chat as well. Are we going to see VilliBesti's match? Yeah, he's playing clutch after this one. It means literally all 8 players were here today. Plus some players that we didn't even get to see their matches, like we saw.
Second. Oh, that's it.
Wow.
And he drew the second stone skin just in case he needed it.
A form of power for lethal.
Yeah.
And there it is. HPain taken down. His
Well
third
played.
win. Congrats to HPain moving through. GG's to Meepo.
GG Meepo, well played.
Let's check out that bracket here. We've got the updated bracket. HPain taking it down 3-1 over Meepo. Let's look at some interesting matchups though. So we're about to watch VilliBesti versus Clutch, and the winners are gonna get Nackarub. Don't envy them. SamBam, we know, did not win. We know this for a fact. He's been crying the whole stream about it, so we know that he definitely has not made it through. But that means we know that standinkao, I believe I pronounced that correct. This is where you say, yep, you definitely did.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
standinkao will be playing against cautionfun. And then in the lower half of the bracket, we've got FakeMews against Fayt. I don't know who won that one, but we're going to find that out after we reveal the full bracket at the end, after this last match. And we've got Anti-Cag versus JKAN on Team Perion. Those are going to be some good matches. We'll get to see who gets paired up there. HPain took it down. And then in the bottom of the bracket here, the very bottom, we got Fastexe versus Devoted. I don't know who won that one either, but I do know that I ran into Devoted randomly playing Marvel Snap the other day.
Nice.
Both just playing Marvel Snap, and I ran into someone named capital D, lower E, capital V, lower O, and I was like, that's definitely Devoted. And then after the fact, I was like, that's got to be him. And then after the fact, we talked to each other, and we're like, that was you. We just ran into each other in the other, in a different game. Crazy.
Yeah.
But good seeing him out there. And now, without further ado, let me pop open this dashboard here. And we're going to give away a little raffle here.
Dang.
Let me find it. Here we go. Get ready, guys. We are giving away. Oh, someone set this up nice and fancy. I don't know who did that. I'm gonna guess Vesper. Vesper's cool. Thank you to whoever did this. They set it up all nice and neat so I can just click a button each time. And here it is. I'm gonna click it this time. Look at that. A Snow Shaper Palace Shadow raffle has started for the viewer. Use !infinite raffle to get into the raffle. You know what?
Whatever
I'm gonna
fancy thing you were talking about.
Yep.
I'm still just seeing the bracket.
Yeah, we're just looking at the bracket. But I guess I could show the card again if you would really like me to. You want me to show that card? I'll show the card.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. Here it is. Boom. Snow Shaper Palace in shadow in all of its glory. And I'm gonna go ahead and kick off the final match now. And we'll draw a winner after this match. It's not a super duper long one, so sit tight and we'll let people get into the raffle here while we fast forward to the start of Clutch versus VilliBesti, aka VilliBesti. And again, Clutch is the 2021 reigning Player of the Year champion. Very excited to watch this match.
VilliBesti, that's so funny.
Love the deck list already from VilliBesti. Love seeing those barrels. Love seeing the Merrick. Very fun cards. Love seeing some fun decks. And meanwhile, Clutch playing Volka's Presence, likely playing Control War, which I've seen him play on ladder a lot.
So VilliBesti bans Deception and Clutch bans Light, which is interesting. Everybody gets War. War for everyone.
Yeah, this is interesting. So Clutch is indeed going second, which you've never seen before. But Clutch is going second. He famously took down the Player of the Year tournament going first. I believe it was like 15 times out of like 18 games or something. And I think 5 out of 5 in the finals. I might be making up some of that, but he definitely went first every single game in the finals. I forget how many there were. I'm sure he remembers.
I don't know where I got the statistic, but I think it may have been from Nackarub, or maybe Sifu, that actually going second in Mythic has a slightly higher win rate than going first.
Maybe because of slightly more controlled decks or something.
I think it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know if I believe that, to be honest.
Smart guy. I don't know. It wasn't me.
Well, here we see Villa is putting out that Pyramid Warden. He's got a bunch of Dark Knives, so he can slap them on there and then cheat. And then he's got Merrick. Got a lot of options, but the double front line from Clutch here is super obnoxious, as once he kills it once, after another card dies, it comes back again. And although he can just cheat it, what he would have much preferred is just slapping down 2 Dark Knives here and then cheating his Pyramid Warden and smacking face every turn for 8 damage.
Yeah, yikes.
And then dropping a Merrick the following turn that becomes an 8 attack as well. Could have been over in literally like 3 turns, or 4 turns, but instead Clutch does drop a very key double frontliner. And VilliBesti, unlike HPain, takes his time. He's thinking, what do I do? He's not sure. Pips out the Armor Lurker. Okay, so there goes his only, sorry, not Pip, his small dirty bag of tricks. He has used it and now has none left. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I like it. Good tempo play. I think leaving just the Pyramid Warden on the board isn't the line. So yeah, I like it. Although Clutch is going to have Magic Missile Launchers, Savage Strike, and a Carnage Sweep probably coming up pretty soon. So going second, 3 mana with full health is good. I mean, it's not great, but it's not a bad spot.
It's another
like you said, it could have been an 8 mana Pyramid Warden or 8 attack.
Yeah. He's got like this is a lot of options here for him to think about.
Yeah. Not getting the Assassin's Aim early for his Pyramid Warden it's going to make winning a bit harder.
It will be interesting to see. Like Clutch could, and there comes back that frontliner he didn't expect.
It's going to be second Pyramid Warden. Yeah, Martyr is so good.
Yeah. Like Clutch could play a Naked Sweep here. And honestly, I would. Would you play a Naked Sweep here?
If I had it, I mean, Savage Strike is better, but Naked Sweep isn't bad. Wolfcult Vanguard isn't bad. There are a lot of answers.
Well, Wolfcult,
yeah. But Villy's definitely not out of it. Shadewalker, Switchblade Duelist is a pretty solid.
Now, this is actually true, though. Because of the Martyr, I didn't even think about the fact that there's nothing in the Void. So, ironically, losing that Pyramid Warden here actually doesn't hurt as much as I was thinking it would. There's nothing to bring back. It's kind of funny because a couple things have been killed already. You'd assume that there's something in there, but no.
Yeah, like in control matchups, it can be kind of like a counter synergy with Entwar, but in this aggro matchup, it's fun.
So he had Savage Strike all along, and he took that long to play him.
I think the thought behind roping every turn is you don't give away tells. Like if you ever played Texas Hold'em,
right?
You try, like, especially online, taking the same amount of time to play each hand.
Interesting. Okay. Smart. That's why HPain plays very quick every turn, because no tells.
Right.
How many more matches to go? This is the final match of the day. And then we will have more matches for you guys on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all starting at noon Eastern.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to watch every game going forward.
Oh, yeah.
They're all going to be really good.
Yeah.
And this could have been a finals match. Clutch and VilliBesti. I guess every
I was gonna say almost every match could be, and it was it was seeded, I believe, based on tournament earnings from 2022, or maybe all-time tournament earnings. I'm not 100% sure how it was seeded, but one of those two. But yeah, I mean, that could easily pit two of the absolute best players against each other. I mean, obviously, everyone in this tournament has a shot at winning it. There's no question, except for Sam, who's not in the tournament anymore.
Yes,
everyone else has got a shot at winning it, though.
So the amount of damage Villy is about to push face with Merrick is actually... It doesn't... I mean, Carnage Sweep is fantastic for Clutch, but it's going to be so much damage. Oh my gosh.
Wow. 20 damage there between the Shade and then the Merrick becomes a 10. That's crazy. Wow. VilliBesti,
Carnage Sweep or die.
Nasty things.
Oh, Soul Survivor is also now. So Clutch has a few odds here. 4 cards, 5 cards in hand. Yeah. Carnage Sweep then.
And there it is. He's got the Carnage, so he does heal now. He's back up to 9 health. And all Villy is left with is one measly little cat. He's got no Dark Knives left. Wow. Brutal. Can he still win this?
I think so. He still has a prize delivery. That Stone Skin coming in a bit late. That's okay. He still has Merrick, or Petro. Merrick's gone.
Yeah, Pietro is an interesting card.
Petro pulls the Defiant Farmer. That's 3 damage plus, like, even if you can't swing with it. I think there's still outs.
Yeah, cat does do 2 damage per turn, so it's on a 5-turn timer. He's going to have to get some more threats out there, but they're going to be hidden no matter what, pretty much. Even if they don't have hidden, he can always cheat his own creatures for the most part, so...
Yeah.
Would be tough for Clutch to deal with.
Clutch is also running Ceres, which is a really interesting card.
It's so nasty to play around that.
Yeah, it is really hard to play around.
You get so excited you're about to finish off your opponent, and then all of a sudden they just back to 10 health. And he's going to use the Devouring Blade to go face and get rid of the cat. Wow. And that is, as we can see, Billy's only card.
That does mean his Feral Shapeshifter and second Shadewalker are a bit safer, more safe.
That
double Stone Skin.
And like you said about the taking a long time each turn, maybe it's a tell if you don't. VilliBesti just passed there instantly.
Yikes.
Pretty apparent.
He's drawing all of these cards that would have been just game changing early. Like if you could have just
Yeah.
And like getting them now is just not as good.
So brutal. Yeah, he had all the momentum and then just I don't see how he he can Stone Skin again the demo, but I mean it's not looking good.
I wonder if you have to, if Clutch has Soul Survivor, I think you just kind of, I don't know. We'll see. 7 heals a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean 4 heals a lot too. Plus Rune of Healing. Oh yikes, yeah.
Oof. Yeah, he's got the mana for it. I think at this point this isn't a world championship match. He'd probably throw in the towel. But yeah, when you're playing for Player of the Year, gotta play it out.
Yeah, Clutch is in a really good spot at this point. His top end, he only runs 1 Soul Survivor. Interesting.
Wait, he didn't cheat the blade. Why? Just playing too fast, big mistake.
Yeah, he may have. Yeah,
definitely a mistake. Could have been a 3-2 instead of a 3-3. Not gonna matter, but
yeah. Yeah, I don't see how he wins this one.
There it is. He throws in the towel, and that is game number 1 going over to Clutch.
I think that may have been the first hidden rush match that Villy lost in a tournament setting, which is pretty interesting. Fun fact.
Not fun for VilliBesti, though.
Right, not fun. Unfun fact.
Again, VilliBesti going back to the same well, and Clutch playing Magic. Playing card draw Magic?
I believe so, but let me check. Yes, he is. 1 Blade White Plane, double Pyrrhic, double Oni.
Okay.
It's like a pretty strong list.
You're just joining, make sure you type !infinite raffle into the chat. Get yourself entered to a raffle for a Shadow Snowshaver Palace, which will be given away in about 20 minutes or so.
So the cat in this matchup isn't very safe. The 2 tracking bolts, Unbound Flames, there are a couple different ways to deal with it, and there's Volkas and Sanctum, which is
oof. Hate to see it.
Just so bad, yeah.
Oh, and he gets the reducing out on the Rune Moth, makes it free. Okay. Rune Moth's so nasty.
Yeah, it's so much value. And there's no Bound by Our Will in the deck.
Okay. Yeah, Bound by Our Will against Rune Moth is huge. You get to steal it and make it your own. But here, Clutch does luckily only get one, luckily for VilliBesti, only one free rune, but even getting one free rune is just, yeah, that card provides so much value. If it sticks for even one single turn, I mean, you've already made up for the mana you've spent.
So Clutch's list has Therial and 2 Demogorgons, but for the most part, it's tempo magic with the top end. Really interesting. Looks like he curved out pretty well, got some pretty high value cards. Yeah, interesting.
I do love myself a sneaky bruiser. Nice big body, hidden, neutral. I don't pick up many diamond cards, but that one, I've gotten diamond.
Nice. It is, it got nerfed a tiny bit before the block. It's not permanently hidden now, it's just hidden for one turn, but still really good and synergizes with Merrick really well.
Interesting. Big board for Clutch, and since he had a rune, of course, it was the heal rune, which means he's now going to get another rune for free. Looking for that rune of fire, perhaps. Even the rune of sight is really nice. Just drawing cards for free. Cycling them. Rune of strength is nice. You can pump up your creatures. I mean, really, all the runes except for the heal rune really are the ones you want, I imagine. But of course the heal one came in clutch here because he got to draw one more free rune. So Billy still just sitting on a tiny little board, praying Clutch doesn't have that tracking bolt. Drawing cards. Drawing more cards. Can't tracking bolt anymore this turn. Good news for VilliBesti. However, VilliBesti doesn't have much to do next turn. Maybe just Sneaky Bruiser. Or hope he top decks something nice. Honestly, Clutch has kind of set himself up for a Valka's Discovery himself. Could potentially see that happen.
I don't know if you can kill his cat. I feel like that's getting Dark Knives on that.
Might be his only hope.
Yeah.
It's looking scary.
Yeah, Clutch is definitely in a really good spot here.
There's that Merrick you said combos nicely with the Sneaky Bruiser. I think we're going to get to see it. He's just going all face. Face is the place. He's in a race.
So he's going to have 9 from the Sneaky Bruiser. It's going to hide, and then he's going to be able to play Merrick next turn. He has lethal in 2 turns.
Wow.
Which will be before Demo, before Unbound Flames.
Snowballs so fast.
Yeah.
Looks completely lost, and then you just drop 2 cards, and boom, you're right back in it. Yeah. Hidden Rush is nasty like that. And they're all hidden, so it's hard to deal with those threats.
What's the score? 1 Clutch, 0 Villi.
VilliBesti's got his cat trinket out there, repping his Shadow of Lebanon.
Yeah.
Trying to give himself a little cat luck. Did Clutch reduce Unbound? No, he reduced the Rune Moth. Which, yes, that is always terrifying. The reduction on the Unbound is just horrifying. So he can't get Merrick out now.
Yeah, but still push a decent amount of damage face, get Switchblade Duelist out, and he has another turn before Demo or Therial really matter.
Why
and his...
did he hit the...
okay. There's a rune that hasn't been used yet, so if it is Rune of Strength, it's not a Highborn Knight, it's just a worded front 3/3 that because there'll be 2 front lines, right?
It still will be 2 front lines.
But he's saving himself 2 points of damage,
Hmm.
and the 1 point of damage won't matter, or he doesn't think it will.
Intriguing.
We're gonna find out though.
Villy says Clutch is running 2x Shape Blast as well. Maybe he thought the Shape Blast would take out his own creature
Okay.
then at that point. So, okay. Couple reasons to do it. The Icy Cake says as well, it's going to gets rid of the Protect, so Clutch's AoE will kill it. Smart. I looked away for 1 second and it's got Protect again. How did he get protected again? He traded another one
Ancient
and put a
Text?
new one? Oh, Ancient
No,
Text?
Ancient Text.
Interesting. Wow.
There's the Shape Blast.
Brutal.
Rough.
Brutal.
It's still not over.
Umber Arrow for a sneaky lethal, maybe.
So he can Umber Arrow. I guess Dark Knives is the. It's not enough.
He used.
He needs to top
both or
deck
no?
Dark Knives
Did he use both or
and
those?
draw Dark Knives.
That was last
He needs
game.
both. Yeah.
Yeah. He has a lot of Dark Knives. He does have the Rune of Sight though, so I mean he could top deck and then draw and then. I think he could do it. I've got faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're outs. It's
Yeah.
not.
Easy.
And who knows? Maybe Clutch doesn't have a demo, right?
Yeah. He's only got like 7 cards in hand or something, so yeah, he probably doesn't have it.
Right.
7.
Or Unbound
and
Flames.
7. Yeah, no. My money's on VilliBesti here.
It looks like Philly has Reflection Elementalist also, so that could be an out to play around those if he
Oof.
top decks that.
Alright, so he needs the double. Needs the double here.
I don't know if
9,
it's enough.
9.
It's not enough. Even
He's
double
got
Dark
one.
Knives.
He got one. Wait, why is
the
it not
double
enough?
front
Because he
line.
needs to. Double front line. Oh.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Well, wait, he can Umber. Oh, but then he doesn't have enough. Wait, no. Umber. Yeah, Umber kills.
Umber.
the-
Okay.
Well, wait, no.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's perfect lethal. If he Umbers the Pyramid Warden, kills a 1/1, double Dark Knives.
Yeah, see? I've always had faith in VilliBesti to pull this off. It's very
We
simple.
believe in you.
He
You can
just
find
needs
lethal here. Do
to-
it, Billy.
do it. Play Rune of Sight, and you get to shuffle 2 cards underneath, and it's going to be the 3rd card. You can do it. I've got faith. Go for it. Do it. Come on, Billy.
Billy.
You're making me sweat. Go for it. Here it comes. Here we go. All right. Here it comes. Off the top. Oh. Is not lethal. It was so close.
Bummer.
Man. Wow. Oh, I thought he could do it.
I'm surprised he didn't kill the one with Ward.
He still can?
I don't.
He does.
Oh, he's trading? Oh, wow, yeah. I guess he has 5 health. He has to.
Yeah. Oh, pure acknowledge. That's GG's. That's going to be a free worm breath. And there you have it. Game
GG.
2. Going to clutch.
Game 2.
Oops. Here we go. Game 3. Clutch playing light. VilliBesti playing magic. It is 2-0.
Switched up decks. I like tempo magic into this matchup. I think it's favored. Clutch is running double Vesper, which is interesting.
He's got the Palace's Wand right off the top. So if Clutch doesn't have Vesper, Maybe VilliBesti's happy.
Yeah.
Even still, Vesper is like, you know, not the end of the world against Palace's Wand, right?
Yeah. It would have to be double Vesper to break it. Turn 1, assuming he pips it out, which I don't know if he will. Yeah, it's not super hard to deal with. We will see.
Clutch aggro or control, did you say?
Clutch, aggro. Or control, I'm sorry. Double Ice Inner Mercy, Therial, double demo.
Wow.
5/7 drops, 6/5 drops. Yeah, and the rest.
Interesting. Yeah, that seems bad for VilliBesti, huh?
I
He
don't
didn't
know.
take heal, though, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's not...
I mean, he can reduce the cost of Worm Breath and play Pyrrhic all in one huge turn with Spell Boost. I think he can get there most of the time. He just needs the draw, which he has.
There's someone in the chat named Copper Dish right now, which... I don't know if that's... my brother, maybe? Sibling? Long-lost relative? What's up, Copper Dish?
So they both have their infinite relics on curve.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Nice.
This might be the first time I've seen double infinite relics since Trial of the Gods came out, and even then it was not super popular.
Yeah, they didn't get played near as much as they do now.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'd say the wand was maybe still popular back then, but the spear certainly was not. I mean, it was like moderately popular, but not nearly as popular as it is now.
Yeah, I remember a wand being one of the least expensive legendaries in the set for a very long time.
That's true.
And
That's
then
true.
Devil Magic just came back.
I forgot about that. Yeah, actually, the wand was like dirt cheap.
Yeah.
I think I gave away like 5 of them because they were like $8.
Right. Yeah, I think Control Magic was just so strong at the time, and the Raj Control Magic archetype was just
yeah.
Interesting. I mean, it's good though. I like to see the meta change, and
yeah,
I think that's important.
Yeah, for sure.
But gosh, that opener, double pyramid, woof.
That's insane. Those are disgusting looking pyramid wardens. Even one of those would have been gross, but double.
4 mana. He has 2 5/5s with frontline in ward.
Manages to take 1 out, which is still impressive, but this is terrifying still. Because that's about to become a 7/7.
Okay, so...
what if he makes it a 7/7, trades, and then plays a Canonize? Wait, he's not aggro, he's not Canonize.
That would be so, yeah.
10/10 with... he's going to protect? No, he's dealing... interesting.
Is he going to pop? Okay. Setting up to kill it next turn with Spell Boost and Worm Breath, I guess.
Okay.
Assuming that it trades. It still won't kill it. I don't... Maybe he can.
Yeah.
Playing to his outs.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you got. That's all you can do. If you're that far behind, you just gotta... oh, and then he gets the Nightleaf, and now... yeah, there goes your relic.
His wand is dead.
I mean, he is holding a bunch of cards already, so maybe it's not super duper painful, but it's certainly not good. Does have the tracking bolt.
So I think you...
oh, do you form first? And he didn't form first? Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you... wait. Oh, okay. Okay, his weight doesn't murder his own creature, so that makes sense, I guess.
Okay.
Well,
he leaves something alive.
Yeah, at least I'm alive, though. That's a 4/4 now, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that line.
So he has 3 draw in hand.
Yeah, Caution, who is in the chat and is still in the tournament, said form plus bolt full clear, and I concur with that. VilliBesti, meanwhile, about to not be in the tournament. But but it seems like the overwhelming chat idea here is that clear the whole board. Of course, VilliBesti, only one in the chat disagreeing, but
No, I mean it's definitely a close play. Keep your spell boost on the board. If they don't have Yukos there, they only kill one, and you're kind of able to fight for board a bit more. It is a control deck that has drawn pretty well. Double Highborn Knight by 4. But yeah, I see both lines, but
yeah, FakeMews says he agrees with Villy's line, so and Sirish does as well, and Icy. So okay, now the overwhelming majority is now opposed. Oh, there you go.
Well, yeah.
Why leave the 5 damage alive? But he left, I don't know. He left 4/4 up on the board. I don't know. This is looking terrifying with that Pershenium out there now.
Yeah, the front line that doesn't actually have front line.
Yeah.
That you just have to kill.
He does have a Worm Breath, but oh, and now he can't even pop protected.
So
with
Focus is in Sanctum. Oof.
Not enough favor though. I mean, so he can get the favor by maybe using the Worm Breath on the 4/4.
I don't know. That's a lot. Clutch only has 3 cards in hand.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough spot. I definitely don't think the game's over, but it's not looking great.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna go Oni. Could start getting some word out there. To be clear, Sirish, I was not saying to leave the 5/5 alive. I was saying to wipe the whole board. That was what we were saying. Wipe the whole board, including your own creatures. Not leave the 5/5 alive. Okay. Then he gets the Oni and the Rune. Gonna pick up the Archer. He wants the, and then he sees the Valkas and realizes, oh yeah, that would probably be more helpful. But last second, picks up the Archer. Gets himself a 0-cost Rune of Sight. That Rune Moth along with the Oni is a very powerful combination because every time you play a card, you get more ward. And the way you play cards is with free runes. Of course, your Rune Moth is the weakest, but you can always trade it off and then start giving ward to other things that are more important if you need to.
Yeah, well, I think the Oni dies here 100% of the time. It's just a matter if the Rune Moth dies also.
Yeah.
Valkas is in Sanctum, so it's going to take the ward off and the backline.
Can he get to that? I don't know if he can get to it. He needs 17.
Not this turn.
Only get to 16, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think he has any Blitz from hand. He has a Blade, but he wouldn't be able to play this turn. When he dies for sure, though.
Okay, so he gets the Therial out. Really loves to let that rope go all the way down. Somehow always has the time to play that final card or two, though.
He picked his cards so quickly.
He did. He had to. I mean, I don't even know how he picked them that quick, but he did.
Yeah, he made HPain look slow. Jeez.
Ooh, he gets an Unbound Flames. Still don't know how you deal with everything on the board here, though. You've got a massive 6/9 and a massive 5/5 with Ward and Protected. And even the 4/4 turns into a 6/6 if you don't kill that one. He's not going to empower it? And take out the 4/4?
I think he's going to rely on Pyrrhic next turn. Which is rough because it's going to burn 5 cards from his list if he takes that line. But he has 2 mana left over. Can protect his face if he wants to. And set up.
He's going to protect his face. Okay, yeah. Did you just say that?
I did.
I was distracted because someone said there's 264 people here. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was thinking Safeguard, but I like this line. Yeah, got to get the zero attack to your Tekken.
I like that because it actually gives you a little bit more time on your clock, and if you're like you're into the rope, which he was, you know, then it's like subtracts the amount of time you get the following turn. So I always swing with 0 cost creature or 0 attack creatures, unless you're like full time. But if you're at full time,
15 damage face. Yikes.
jeez, that was pretty brutal.
That was so brutal. God Blitz is lethal.
Was not
almost.
lethal.
Incorrect, sir.
Or not counting his heart. Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough. We're going to find out momentarily if FakeMews moved on to the next round or if his counting skills were lacking. I don't know. But we're going to look at the bracket.
I know. But we're going to look at the bracket. All right.
Here comes that massive Unbound Flames play you talked about. Now, like you said, this is going to burn cards off the top of his deck. And
that is so rough.
That is... I mean, it's a massive board clear. And he gets to heal for a little teeny tiny bit, but it's just not looking pretty.
Yeah, losing his relic was so unfortunate. Yeah.
Brutal.
Really slowed down card draw magic. It's pretty important. I guess he's not out of it. I don't know what he burned, and he hasn't checked. And it kills me that I feel like every person we've watched doesn't use the bar on the left. Like there's so much information there. Maybe I just use it. Maybe no one else knows it's there.
Yeah, I always see on your stream you always maximize it.
Okay, I know for sure Clutch uses it too. Only because he clicks it so much.
Is there any conceivable way that VilliBesti can win this? He's got almost no cards left in his deck. How does he do 21 damage?
No, he lost.
Oh yeah. Plus also, I mean, the fact that lethal. But if he didn't have lethal,
it depends what he burned, right? He got his Pyrrhic Knowledge back. It says I think he has another Worm Breath if he could get some more spell boost. But GG's Clutch, well played.
And there you have it. I think
2021 Player of the Year.
It's
maybe,
time to
back
look.
to back.
Actually, hang on. Okay, let's pull up the bracket. Here we go. Full bracket revealed. Round of 8. So as we knew, standinkao and Clutch has moved on against Nackarub. standinkao we knew against cautionfun. We did not know FakeMews has moved on and will be playing against JKAN.
Let's go, FakeMews. Congratulations.
A big match. Can't wait to watch that one. And we've got HPain versus Fastexe. Wow. I did not know any of the results, although I occasionally catch little spoilery type things. And I think I saw that Fastexe had lost maybe the first game, or I don't know. He seemed bummed about something somewhere, and I was like, oh, I guess he lost. But he did not. So surprise to me. I thought he actually had lost that. And he won.
Let's go. Congrats,
so,
Fastexe.
Congrats to Fastexe and HPain, JKAN, FakeMews, cautionfun, standinkao, Nackarub, and Clutch for all making it into the round of 8. Very nice. Let me quickly open up, I think wait, no, do we still have time left? Oh, we still have time left on the clock for the raffle. I thought maybe it had closed itself. It hasn't. If you want to get in, you better type ! Infinite raffle right this second, because we're going to draw a winner right now. So this is it.
Chat is letting me know that whoever made the bracket gave me an extra win, but still didn't move me. Yeah, I'm out.
That is funny. Select. It says Sam 3.
It is the most painful way to sweep.
Does this make it even more painful because it looks like you should have moved on? And you didn't?
No, I mean I'm happy to have been in it. standinkao played really well. He had some really aggressive decks, and I took a Nubians planning on just having a counter for war and not having to ban it, at least control war, and it was just not the deck. Yeah, but it was fun. He played really well.
Well, you took down some really nice tournaments in 2022, so
yeah,
you still have done very well for yourself recently. So congrats to Sam as well. It's time to draw the winner to the raffle. So here we go. I'm gonna pull this beautiful
reverse
raffle.
sweep is 2-3. Yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Up on board. Here we go. Before I pull the raffle real quick, let me just give a couple shout outs. One, we got to give big thanks to aqua.xyz where this event didn't happen. So big shout out to aqua.xyz. They're a great community marketplace. You can buy all your NFT stuff there. Gods Unchained. They only have real games, which I love. Guild of Guardians, Immortal game, sorry, chess game. Love chess. I play it as well. So I love that they're only adding games that are real. And they talk to the companies before they just add random crap. So, love Aqua. Big shouts to them. Also got to give a shout out to Team Infinite Mana. I am on that team, but they sponsored the giveaways. So, got to give a shout out to them. These raffles wouldn't have happened without Infinite Mana. So, big shouts to them. And who else we got to give shout outs to? We got to give shout out to Vesper. We're doing all kinds of stuff in the chat and behind the scenes. We got to give a shout out to Valdez for making this sick trailer you're about to witness. And we gotta give a shout out to Shushu for making some sweet art for the event as well. So big shouts to all these people for making this all happen. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. So thanks to you guys as well. 264 people out there watching this event. We will be back on Friday. We will be back 12 noon. Sam and myself with the round of 8. Let's go. Here we go. Raffles now closed. The winner of the first of 4 raffles that we're going to be doing throughout this event. Don't forget. Friday, Slaymaster Valka. Saturday, Mary Cadmos. Sunday, Frost Queen Neferu. Here we go. Snowshaper Palace raffle. The winner is at Trey5. Congratulations.
Let's go. Congrats, Trey. That's so funny. Awesome.
Hit up. I don't know who. Maybe we didn't discuss this. Maybe Vesper? Question mark. I don't know who's who you have to talk to.
Never rigged.
Yeah, at Trey5. I don't know. Talk to Vesper, and we'll get you in the right spot to figure out who needs to give that to you. So yes, congrats at Trey5, and don't worry if you didn't win this one. We've got 3 more sequentially better raffles every single day. Don't forget, Friday we're going to be giving away Slaymaster Valka, then Mary Cadmos, then the best, Frost Queen Neferu.
I think Slaymaster Valka and Snowshaper Palace, debatably. I don't know which one's better. I don't know if I would say one is better than the other.
But, that's fair. Yeah. Thanks for raining on my parade.
Sorry.
Here's the bracket one last time. We will be back on Friday to see every single one of these matches as long as everyone submits them. Thank you guys for submitting them. Big shouts to the players as well. We couldn't have done this if you guys didn't submit your matches. So big shouts to the players. So thanks to everybody.
Really well played to everybody. Really well played, everyone that played. And I'm really excited for Friday. It's going to be good.
Awesome. Here we go.
Monsters.
Let's end it for the day. Make sure you guys check out this sick hype trailer one more time from Valdez, and we will see you guys on Friday. Have a good night.
Professor, win this game with exact lethal if he flips the coin. Professor, can he do it?
It's a tie and he gets the win!
Counting it twice. He's wiping tears out of his eyes, celebrating, popping bottles right now. And there it is. Clutch is your 2021 Community Tour Player of the Year.